Alrighty. Good morning, everyone, if you're in Australia. Or evening, I guess, if you're not. How are we all doing today? And here I am joined by Set Zero. Here I am joined by Set Zero once again. So excited to be back with more CPL casting. Another match of the week. Can't hear you, Set Zero. Not sure if people on the stream can.
I wasn't saying anything because
Oh,
you
sorry.
were still talking. I'm courteous. I'm not going to interrupt you. Come
Sorry,
on.
you were lighting up in Discord, so I'm like, something's wrong. But no, there we go. Everything's working. Nice.
No, that's just because I breathe loudly into it. But don't worry. As long as if you couldn't hear it, then it's not a problem.
True, that's true. Very good. Alright, so, another match of the week coming at you today. Let's just have a look at the matches we have today. So, we're going to be grabbing a bit from all the teams that played. We got some from Operation Indecision vs Passion Daddies, and some... Oh, it says Samyang 5 vs Samyang 5. What a great match that would be.
The only team that can defeat Samyang Fire is themselves.
There we go.
Yep.
It is in fact socialised healthcare. So, without further ado, let's just get our first game started, I reckon.
Yep, I already got it up and waiting for you.
Oh, I see. I'm holding up the train. Oh, there we go.
No, you're holding down the 4. That's what you're doing. All right. Now we do have a little bit of time. There's only 2 games in the top part of the
my
bracket.
secret shame. You don't start me off like this, man. But at least let's wait a bit before we talk about that.
You know I love it.
In the top right, in the pale blue, we have IRK Pado. Looks like there was some pause there. In the bottom, in the yellow, we have Art of Turtle. So it's Art of Turtle for Operation Indecision here. And Pado for Passion Daddies. So TVZ on Tower Cross, by the way. First map for this week going to be Tower Cross. We are doing Tier 0 this week, as mentioned.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting to watch some high-level play. And there's the map pool this week felt like it was really fun and interesting. And I know tonight we got a good amount of TVZs in particular, so I want to be paying attention throughout these games.
Nice.
See the
TVZ
difference in
night.
styles.
Excellent. Well, see what these two players are bringing here. I gotta say, I can't say I've seen Pado play before.
Yeah, not a name I really see like chatting around in the general chat as often as some of the other names that you can recognize and see. So I'm very interested to check that out. But in
he's
IRK,
here to make a name for himself now, today. This is the be it.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. But I mean, I'm sure you've played plenty of games with Art Turtle.
Yeah, a few.
How's he in this kind of matchup?
Well, I'm not sure if he was just doing this because we were practicing, but he tended to play like macro styles. We'll see if that's how he goes in an actual match as well. But to be honest, the only thing I've seen from him is like playing for late game from 2-hatch or 3-hatch. But we shall see. Oh. Like I said, maybe he was just, going for macro game for practice. Maybe he's vicious and will win you if you give him the time.
I mean, I do think that, especially at this level, you can play whatever styles you want to, but I feel like if you're practicing macro, that's probably the way you want to go, unless you are just trying to shore up some of your weaknesses.
Well, definitely going for the safe, just 12-hatch and drone scout here. Oh, of course, it's a TBZ, so there's the conflict of will he take gas, and how disappointed will I be if he does? Oh my god, he might not take gas. Yay, it might be a bio build. I'm so happy.
Playing the old school build on the old school map, I think it makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, this map I think is pretty good for Terran in this matchup. Well, probably just in general. Because there's just not that many bases for Zerg to take. Like, you can secure the other main just like normal, but beyond that it gets quite difficult.
I mean, is it difficult for Terran to get a third base of their own, though?
No, not really, because even though it's like really wide open, it is just like right there. It's only like, a screen away from your third or so. So it's really easy to just have a Bioforce defending that area.
Yeah, but I think maybe that is leaning into why we're seeing the Bio play here instead of Glide, just because it is that little bit more mobile.
I mean, that's a consideration. You got to remember, though, with the regular Goliath build, Terran usually just pushes off 2 bases for the win. Is what we see more commonly. So you definitely can play for a third base from that, but we just don't see that very much. So I don't think that really comes into the consideration for most players. So, by the way, this is going to be a 2-hatch play here. This SCV hanging around is going to see everything.
I mean, all that is sweet, juicy, rich above the natural for the Terran. Like, if you want to go for 2-hatch Muta and put the pressure on, I feel like this map is really good for that.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Like this natural is actually super annoying. You can fit the turrets you need, but just this kind of like very narrow choke the Marines have to run through can be a real pain from personal experience.
Yeah, there's just also so much like room on the ground to like navigate around this little wall. There's so much room in the main where if you can find like maybe it doesn't have to be SCVs and units, but like even if you can put pressure on depots or like kill a turret here and there, just
Absolutely.
I feel like it requires a little bit more effort to defend this than you would on some smaller maps.
Whoa, this SCV is so dead. Okay, so he was able to confirm the lair, which is the main info he needed there, so not bad for Pato. Is a bit unfortunate the SCV died now though, but he's getting that SimCity set up. I don't think he's going to make a bunker here after all. But I'm not sure about this because more links continue to be made. And this could be a bit dicey for Pato if he doesn't make the bunker. The thing is, when you lose that SCV, you got to think to yourself, okay, I don't know how many Zerglings he's making. Maybe I should just make the bunker for safety. And that's kind of the typical move we see, but he's opting just to use this SimCity, which is strong. But with only 5 Marines out so far and no bunker, I'm getting a bit worried because the amount of links coming out from Turtle is only increasing.
Yeah, he's got plenty of time for his Spire finishes. He can build up Larva, so like he's making plenty of attack units. Not you're the one saying he maybe play macro for practice, but it seems like he wants to put the pressure on.
Well, I don't think it's going to kill Terran with this many links. Maybe he's just building them up for an attack with the Mutalisks. Not sure. Oh my gosh, is this even enough Marines for Pato? Oh well, picks off a couple of Marines. That's not bad. I think he lost 4 Zerglings there. Wait, where am I hearing? Oh, there's a Marine down there. I was thinking, why am I hearing combat? Wow, picks up another Marine. That's actually pretty big, because there's actually just not very many Marines here.
There's a lot of links coming through, like more than there was that did the damage in the first place. Still
yeah.
no bunker either.
Without a bunker, I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, how is Pato going to survive? He's not putting his Marines in the choke positions either. Uh-oh, the link's going to come straight in here and get right on top of these Marines. Uh-oh, that's a huge problem. All the Marines going down. Uh-oh. Oh, that's it. GG. No, it's top versus bottom. Arda Turtle told us at the start.
Yeah.
It's top versus bottom, so no one freak out. But GG just takes him out just like that. Damn. I guess you're right. He's only going easy on me when he plays macro. Wow.
I mean, look, he had the Overlord. He got that first scout with the Overlord. Had the vision over the natural. Saw no bunkers. So it's like there's an opportunity here. I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it was definitely the mistake of Pato not to get the bunker there when the SCV dies. Even if if he positioned his Marines better, also it would have helped. Because he had the perfect SimCity, but he just didn't put the Marines in the gaps. Yeah,
well, I mean, we are playing like that tier 0 level, very high play. So it's like maybe him trying to be like, I gotta greed out that bunker. I want to get the academy just that little bit faster, like these little things. Because that scouting SCV early did end up dying before it confirmed like it was a Spire. So he didn't even he never got back to the natural to make sure it wasn't like a 2-hatch bunker.
Absolutely. I'll talk about that more in a minute. I have something to say. Okay, so in the top left again, it's Pato in the peach. Would you call this peach? I'm gonna call it peach.
In Carbot, it's skin tone. It is
don't worry about Carbot. We're not worrying about Carbot today. In the bottom right.
I'm watching it. No one else has to. They had to deal with that yesterday.
In the bottom right in the brown, we have Arda Turtle. Alright, so about what you were saying, I think you have a very good point there that at this level, if you're going to skip something like that, it really is like specifically like greed, right? Not that you shouldn't ever do it. If you can get away with that, that's fine. You feel like you're going to read in your opponent. But yeah, I think in tier 0, every little thing like that, you really have to consider what you're giving up there. You know, what level of defense you really have. I think the move you really need to make was sending a second SCV, because then he might have been able to get past it and see the other 12 lings coming, and maybe would have made a bunker.
Yeah, I think that something like that seems possible, but yeah, just like going back out getting the scout, or if you're not going to be sure, it feels weird that you just don't want to get the bunker anyway.
But it is 104 out of total. So yeah. The map order is Tower Cross, Overwatch, and Fighting Spirit, is it?
I believe that's right.
Yes. So Overwatch was going to be the second game. Okay, so
I still love this map, and I'm sad it's not the ladder pool.
Okay, this is the thing, right? Pato's lost one map that's good for Terran, but this map might be even better, so he's probably not feeling too bad about having to go to game 2 here, but... Oh, that's an interesting barracks position. He's going to go for gas here. You'd be sad about having to play on Fighting Spirit, I think, with this week's map pool. I think you'd be like, okay, if I can win the first 2 maps.
I mean, it's like Fighting Spirit. You have so many games, such a long history of that. Like, it does that map really like make you sweat if you end up against that?
No, it's not.
You have so much practice on it.
It's not bad for Terran at all. It's just that I feel like there are advantages for Terran on Tacross in Overwatch, especially Overwatch. I think this map's very good for Terran because, again, there's just so few bases that it can take.
Well, hopefully we're not going to get the same kind of reaction we saw in that first game where if you're saying like, oh, there's not a lot of bases, maybe get into the late games a little bit harder, and we just saw, well, if you're aggressive early, you don't need to worry about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, if it works. Okay, so I'm intrigued because Pato's put his barracks all the way up here but has not taken gas. Going for that 15cc.
Yeah, just going for this CC again, and we're going to see if he can keep the scout alive longer this time and get a better idea what's going on. I feel like he's not going to. I feel like it's not going to be that kind of greed we're going to see again. Like, you made that mistake once. Like, you're not going to go for it twice.
For sure. And I think maybe even part of the problem was the SimCity you could set up there was very strong, so we get overconfident with that. Whereas in Overwatch, you can't be quite as good. I mean, you can still set up a pretty good one, don't get me wrong. But yeah, I think the problem was he was thinking, okay, I have this depot that's perfectly positioned. I should be fine, right? But kind of just taking that for granted.
Well, we are seeing our turtle making that set of 3 links again. See if he wants to put the pressure on to get this SCV out of the base so he can get into that lair tech without getting spotted what's going on.
Oh, this SCV?
Not getting back up into the main.
That is unfortunate. But hey, at least keeping it alive. Link speed's a fair way off. So look at that, just loops right around. Oh, okay, denied again. Albert, why would I say Tacross is good for Terran? Basically because Zerg needs to take their third at a base with a ramp. And there's only one option for that, well, a ramp or a choke. The only option Zerg has is going to the other main. Because every other gas base on the map, and mind you, Zerg needs a gas base for a third, is just like totally wide open. So Terran can come and attack it with bio very easily no matter what Zerg is making. So they have very limited options. Terran's always going to know where they're taking a third, if they're taking a third. Unless they're doing something weird like, you know, Hydra Lurker and taking mineral bases. And there is that kind of vague threat of the drop above the natural as well. You can actually hit the gas just with Marines there. If you open not Mutalist, for example, you can actually be super annoying with that. But yeah, back to the current game. Oh, and like I was saying, the Terran third is like super close as well. So overall, I think it's pretty good for Terran. Oh, and another thing I thought of. You can block the choke with just a depot. If it's a 9 pool, you just block the choke with a depot and laugh. So another option that's shut down for Zerg. But sorry, back to this game.
You just wanted to flex a little bit, like, oh man, Terran's so good. Let me just
Terran is so good. Why are you playing Protoss, Barum? It's a waste of time. Alright, 2Rex coming up for Fado here, and the Academy on the way.
I mean, seriously, apparently, according to everyone, Protoss is ridiculously strong too. It's just every race is strong, except the one you're playing.
So most people take it. Look, I'm playing Terran because it's the best race, alright? I'm not going to make any bones about it. Especially on Tacross. That aside, if you could, you know, pick one race to have practiced and play on Tacross, I'm sure you would pick Terran.
Yeah, I probably agree with that.
Right, now, we're morphing.
Getting them some mutas on the field on the way. The third hatchery being started up. And we're just kind of adding on eBay, Academy. There's 2 racks. So there's nothing unusual going here. But is there anything that's like you're seeing that's gonna like kind of raise red flags that maybe Zerg's gonna get more damage than he should?
No, it all looks fine so far. For a second, I thought you were saying like there's no eBay, and I didn't notice that. But no, there's an eBay there. Like you were kind of pointing out to me. Oh, what do you see, Nevline? But no, everything looks fine for the Terran. Oh, actually, I say that, but the turrets didn't start. Actually, you're right. You're right. The eBay was late. I didn't realize. Uh-oh. How did you know? And Terran kind of needs to start moving out, but Stin is late too. Not really sure what's wrong with the build there, but everything does seem like, you know, 20 seconds late. Maybe the turret's only like 10 seconds late, but that's fine, I think. As long as he can repair. Oh. Like, here's the thing. Only 4 Mutalists were made. Turtle's doing that strategy where you kind of fake out your opponent and actually just go straight into Lurker. But Pato moving right out here, which I think is the right move, which is what you want to do when these mutas are hitting your base. And, you know, with just 4 Mutalists, other Turtle doesn't actually have any defense at all. Like, he has a Hydralist, which is worse than nothing. I always tell people, like, money in the bank is no use you know, you have to make units. There's no point banking up money. But if you're using Hydralisks against Marines, you might as well have saved the money. Like, they're not going to do anything.
He's trying to get the Sunkens up, but I don't think they're going to be up in time. Pato doesn't want to, like, rush into it.
Yeah, I think that's unfortunate. If he scanned ahead and saw there were no Sunkens, I think he could have simmed across the map. But as is, I think barely Turtle will defend. But if Pato can find this third, it'll be easy pickings for sure.
I am genuinely a little surprised when we saw Pato moving across the map. 4 mutas isn't really going to help defend this that much, and there's no turret above the middle line of Pato's base. He could have taken those 4 mutas and really disrupted our turtle.
To be fair, oh, look at that, nice try. Our turtle doesn't have that vision, and if you go into the main and lose your mutalist, then Terran really knows there's no threat. Whereas now there's kind of some ambiguity as to how many mutalists have been made. Pato will come down here and shut down this third, though. This is a huge move. Pato taking a great lead here by shutting this down. Otto Turtle actually went for this like quite early, like before his mutalists even started, which isn't, you know, unorthodox by any means, but it is a bit greedy, especially if you're only going to make those 4 mutalisks. So yeah, we see Otto Turtle has a strong lurker army now, but has given up all map control. Well, I say that, but he's sneaking right past as these Marines try and run behind. Oh,
yeah, Pato did just scan at the front, so he saw the lurkers murphing, but he used a lot of his scans. Actually only has 1 at the natural right now.
He needs to throw down more bunkers. 1 is not enough. He needs to throw down like 2 more bunkers right now. I don't think you worry too much about having a good layout in the scenario. You just go, okay, I need to like defend this attack, because there's not many other options for Turtle. If this lurker attack fails, Turtle's in a terrible position with no third base, no hive on the way, not even an Evo chamber to his name. So
yeah, it really cut on workers to rush out all these places as well.
Well, this defense looks reasonable. There's only 1 bunker though, and that's a lot of lurkers. 5 out in the back bunker. That back bunker doing great work. Does he have marine range? Okay, he does have marine range, I think. But yes, only 2 marines in the bunker. Actually, the 5-out's kind of backfiring because they can't hit the lurkers. These lurkers doing decent damage so far. This group coming back though with a nice split. Should be able to get a good engage here.
Gotta be very careful how he engages for that. This could turn up into a tragedy very quickly if he engages too fast.
I think Pato has enough here. He just needs to split and engage quickly, especially with these lurkers spreading out a bit. The SCV's retreating, which I think is a good move. I think you can treat this like busting a tank line and send the SCVs in to bait the first shot. But Pato holding off for now. Alright, here we go. Oh, here we go. He's going in. Can't let him get in the main. Man, Pato needs to act soon.
I mean, the fact that he's putting so much pressure on his natural, put Terran back on the 1 base effectively, and now he's on the ramp, so reinforcements really aren't going to have an option how they're going to get back into this fight. Well,
I think this really isn't as bad for Terran as it looks if he could just clean it up. Like, these 12 bio down here really are not doing their job. They're just sitting there. Okay, now it is a bit bad for Terran. I feel like if Terran came in with this other group from the bottom at the same time, whoa, okay, Pato leaves the game.
Whoa, yeah, I don't think it looked that bad, because you could see, like, I mean, we had that perfect vision watching the replay, but the worker count for our turtle, he's being very greedy going for a very fast hive, but his economy was not in a good position. You could have toughed that out, I think.
A bit awkward to say this on stream, but I think he had a pretty good position that game, to be honest. It really is not as bad for Terran as it looks. He still had like 40 SCVs. Turtle's only just starting his third base, no hive on the way. Once he cleans up those lurkers, like, what does Zerg really have going for them, really? Like, he has, like, a couple of lurkers at home, and that's it.
Yeah, if you clean up all those lurkers, I think you're definitely in a good spot. Just to threaten that counterattack, because you're going to have a decent amount of bio, like, ready to go. You can put pressure right back on the third that he was trying to take again.
Maybe, it's top versus bottom, Justino. I give them the benefit of the doubt that they just accidentally typed GG in ally chat, I hope. But yeah, I think, you know,
that's what we're hoping for.
Maybe he forgot that bottom group existed and thought he was about to like get destroyed by those lurkers. But yeah, that's 2-0 for Arda Turtle there. All right, going into our next match. In the top left, we have Ash Jojo in the red for Socialized Healthcare, and top right we have Mars in the orange Saring Fire. I guess that's not really the top left, is it now? The left, the 9:30 position.
We're gonna be that precise about it.
That's right. 9:32 and 7 seconds. It's JoJo. Okay.
Why is JoJo's clan tag? It feels like it changes a lot.
Wait, so is he not actually an Ash anymore? I assume that was just a random name.
I mean, I'm not particularly sure, but like every time I see weird names or unusual stuff, if nothing else, I just want to like yell at them and be like, you know, we're casting this, right? Why do you do this to us?
Yeah, sorry for the delay. Oh look, maybe he's apologizing to us. I don't know. I'm sure he's not. Just got through the door. I'm imagining he got home from work, like threw his keys over. Like, I don't know. There was a dog. He just kind of like gave it the whole bag of food, and just immediately sat down to play.
Yeah, he keeps the keyboard in the car so that he can get warmed up.
Yes, that's right. Stops at traffic lights. He's just like, you know, spamming his APM.
So I'm curious to see if we're going to see the same kind of stuff this game, that really aggressive play, or if we're just going to see the Goliath build. I kind of want you get sad, so like kind of funny if we saw a Goliath build.
Oh, you just laugh at my anguish, do you? Well, look, it is very strong, and that's why I don't like seeing it, because I say it in every cast, but I'll say it again, so just keep losing to it. And I feel like they don't really have a good answer right now, it feels like. Look at this drone. That's APM spam right there. Come on. There you go.
I mean, you're talking about APM spam. Both these guys are flown at 500. You don't have 500
pretty
things
high
right now.
Yeah, like, you know, when Jado and Flash play, and presumably they spam at least a bit, they don't have 500 APM. They're only at like 400. So come on, guys. Really, what are you doing?
That's how you break your wrists. You guys take care of yourselves.
I remember one StarCraft 2 game, DRG went up to like 700. I was like, what are you doing?
That's nonsensical.
Do you want to like tire yourself out? Well, it kind of made sense though, because he was microing mutas, and in StarCraft 2 you have to click extremely fast sometimes if you want to do the absolute optimum muta micro.
I'm noticing you're dodging the fact that Terrence has been mining gas for a little bit.
Oh, I didn't want to admit it. Look, I showed the stream. I did put the screen over there, but I just didn't want to admit it to myself. And look, he cut gas completely too. You know what that means? Oh. So we are going to see some Goliath play coming up here. Jojo going for a 2H build as well. What? That drone? I don't know why I'm getting so excited. That drone took like 2 hits, and I'm like, it's going to die. Well, actually, it's getting pretty hurt. Oh my god, he actually gets it. Wow. That's pretty good.
SUs are broken. That's not right. That's
well,
unfair.
I mean, he didn't do anything. He just stood there. It would have been the same if that was a probe.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, but we're gonna see, I think, your favorite kind of build, and it's gonna be fun. Now, it's like, you say like there's problems where Zerg is just, they keep losing to it. Like, is there something that you think would work that just no one's trying to do, or is it
I'm
just
no
the
Zerg
solution
player.
hasn't been found yet?
Well, I feel like, you know, what you need to do is have done a 3-hatch opening, which I know you're not going to know in time, and just try and play like as macro as possible, get as many hatches, as many hydras. But we keep seeing these 2-hatch openings where Zerg's trying to put the pressure on with Mutalisks and force turrets and such, and it just doesn't seem worth it to me, because when the inevitable push comes out, Zerg just seems too weak. Like, I feel like a Zerg kind of needs to take him by the horns and prepare for a long game. Okay, we do see this really fast third base, actually. That's pretty interesting. So this kind of thing is what I'm talking about. If you know your opponent's going to go for the Goliath build, this is actually pretty good. Because the Vulture can get over here, but as long as the hatchery is started, like, the Vulture's not really going to kill the hatch. Like, it's just not going to happen. And by the time Terran moves out with any number of Goliaths, it should be possible to get enough Mutalisks to kind of ward that off if things don't go wrong. So I like this kind of move. Okay, Vulture coming out here. By the way, I think Jojo knows what's going on just by the CC timing. His Overlord did see. Oh, and I think
I mean, there was one Vulture hanging out by the front.
well,
so I don't know if he caught vision
in
of
that
but
case, he knows. I'm not sure if he saw that or not.
I wouldn't be surprised. Armory on the way down, so no, like, tricky. Maybe it's something else. It's definitely the Goliath build.
Yeah, that'd be sick if you just make like one Vulture and then just go bio. That'd be kind of interesting. Because your opponent would make so many Hydras. Then again, if they just, you know, commit to Mutalisks, it's kind of bad.
Well, if you're gonna do something like that, wouldn't you just practice up doing some 1-1-1 instead?
Well, that's what I like to do sometimes, yeah. For sure. Oh, but I mean, it's kind of similarly weak to if Zerg just executes a strong 2-hatch meter timing. It's not that great. Okay, so nice subsidy here from Jojo. Not going to let any Vultures in, but I think Mars is going to try run by with 3 here anyway. But unfortunately, the third is already going, and like a big job of these Vultures to check for that third. Alright, we'll see if he goes for the attack. By the way, going straight into Hydra here. You know, I'm liking this play from Jojo a lot, actually. You know what, it's funny, you were saying, oh, what is Zerg's doing wrong? And I like said a list of things, and Jojo's doing like exactly what I wanted him to do.
Yeah, this opening, it's clearly the matchup's different, but it looks very similar to the Zerg's playing, like how they would play against like Protoss. It's
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
They need, like a certain amount of muscle at a certain point just to be able to move out on the field and actually try to take some of these fights a little bit.
Yeah, it is a bit weird compared to a PvZ build. Like, if this is in PvZ, I'd be like, what are you doing? But I can see your point that it is just like a big macro style where he's prepping to make a lot more Hydras. Man, I don't know about this third, like, though. I feel like the Sunken should be more in the middle line. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I feel like if the 3 Vultures knew this was here, they could run down here and just hide behind the minerals and Zerg wouldn't be able to do anything about it. Like, you have to make a Hydra.
I mean, like, if you have this space so far away and you're not going to have your units get there, I wouldn't mind just making 2 Sunkens instead.
Yeah,
just
maybe you're
sure
right. I don't know. Feels like 2 Sunkens is expensive, though.
Well,
anyway.
The 1 Vulture's going to find it, not really get anything done, but the knowledge is there now.
See that reaction speed? He turned that around so fast. I'm impressed. That was me. My Vultures, like, you know, ran in and, like, hit the minerals. Like, it wasn't, like, moving there. It just, like, crashed into them. And then it dies to the Sunken. Wow,
I mean, talking, it's tier 0 players. Very, very skilled players, right? Yeah, take another one way over there.
Player. What are you saying?
Hey, I'm trying to hype up these guys. It's not about you, man. You
Yeah,
didn't play
I know.
this week,
But I'm just
remember?
saying, I wouldn't have done it that well, and you're like, well, these are tier 0 players, never mind. I'm like, hey, Snipe, you listening? Snipe, demote. Okay, so I'm really liking this play by Jojo, though, just getting more and more hatcheries, because he knows that Terran's going to be a bit timid to push out with so few Goliaths. Oh, this is what I was talking about, though. He's getting another Sunk sort of in the nick of time here, so I guess that is the play. But yeah, this is like a bit annoying for Zerg.
Yeah, but I am a little concerned here. I'm a little concerned because, like, we're getting up all these bases, but they are so spread apart, and Zerg has, like, no presence on the map yet. I feel like it's just going to be a matter of time before one of these south bases does get some pressure and end up going down.
Well, it seems to me that because of Terran going mech, the Zerg army's always going to be more mobile. Oh, that's sad, Vulture tried so hard. So I don't think it really matters how spread Zerg's base are. In fact, maybe the more spread, the better. Because it just gives you more places to reinforce from. If Terran's pushing with pure Goliaths, yeah, they're going to be a bit more mobile, but it's a lot less efficient against the Hydras. They're going to have to push out with some tanks here, and that means they're going to have to deal with sieging and unsieging, which means Zerg is just going to be able to move the army around every which way.
Yeah, one thing I did see finish getting research that was actually really smart, I think, is that he actually pretty quickly got Burrow. So if he does have these spread apart bases and can't get to the fence, he can at least save the drones or force out some scans.
Could be good against the army too. If you borrow a bunch of Ling Hydra on tanks, it's very good. By the way, double Evo coming up from Jojo as well. Really prepping for that long game. Already getting us a Queen's Nest.
Yeah, he's had those Devos for a while. The armor upgrade was actually pretty delayed. He didn't research something else ahead of it, but he had those now for a while, so he's really planned up to make sure his ground armor is very good.
Oh, look at this. I love this. He's doing a drone transfer, but he's actually just sending his army along the path, make sure there's no vultures hanging around. That's really well done. So these drones will probably make it safe and sound.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Now, like, we're seeing a pretty sizable force come out from Mars. It's just building up in the natural, but whenever he moves out, is this like enough Zerg to actually fight this?
No, not now. He needs to pull back for sure. By the way, I did notice Terran got +1 armor, which is not ideal when there's no
another fun deviation from what you normally see. A bunch of queens getting made, going to give you that value later against these strong, like, tank-based forces.
Well, it fits into the playstyle so far that he's just going for the late game in all ways possible, and the queens really are a long-term investment. Okay, so Jojo coming up here, but as soon as he sees that tank, I think he needs to pull back. Okay, just poking a bit. Very well done by Jojo so far. Ooh, that tank somehow getting a shot off. Oh, it hit that Zergling. I was thinking, what did it hit? Okay,
I hope Jojo gets in position, because that Overlord by Natural is actually seeing the CC timing and is really aware. So I'm curious, like, how is he going to position his army to maybe try and delay this a little bit? Because this is not hidden at all. He has a full idea that Terran's trying to get that third base online.
I think you would figure it out based on the army movement, but I will say I'm a bit worried for Mars that we don't see a starport. Oh, that's it right there. Okay, it's a bit late. When you're going for this third base, you need to starport fairly soon, because you really actually... It's kind of deceptive with mech. You kind of rely on the vessels almost even more. You don't need a big swarm like you do with SK, but it's extremely essential to have at least a few hanging around. So, and the upgrades, of course, as well, are very critical. Okay, skin going down.
I appreciate that you went for the classic maneuver of you during these Match of the Week casts, that you say something if you waited 3 more seconds.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. No, but it is late. I stand by what I said. It is late. Oh,
No,
gosh,
it definitely is late. I'm used to seeing some just more things like develop. It felt like he just made so many Goliaths and was like, I don't know. I do feel like I usually see a little bit more of something from Terran here. I'm really scared about this bottom right base stuff because there's so many drones. There's no static D. There's no units. There's no nothing. There's vultures close enough where I'm getting anxiety.
What you mean in the bottom right main?
Yeah, that the most bottom right base at the 5:32 o'clock position.
Yeah,
There's so many drones there with no defense.
Well, I mean, he'd have to like run past these sunken, which would be a brave move, unless he scans and like thinks, oh, there's no defense, I should go hit. It could be bad, yeah. Okay, so Terran's setting up here. Jojo being super patient with his army, I really like that. He's not trying to run in here. Because he knows he's just trying to build up energy for these queens, and that's when he'll be strongest. And honestly, taking a really good economic position. Already have been on 4 bases for a while, as Terran is killing the 3rd, and that's what you need to fight this mech head-on, which is what he's preparing to do.
Yeah. Hive nearing completion as well for Jojo. And he's starting to get into the melee attack upgrades. Is this like him saying that he's probably going to end up getting into Ultralisk a little bit later, or is it just for the links?
Absolutely, eventually Ultras are very good. You can use Lings as well, of course, especially if you have Defilers. Okay, the Queen's coming up though. Looks like Jojo wants to pick a fight now. That's quite a lot of Hydras. Broodling's going to go down here. Oh, there goes 1, 2. Still Queens of Energy. These Hydras in the top getting taken out by a lot of tanks, but the Broodling's doing their work. Only 2 tanks left in the back now. These Hydras just crushing through. Hitting a really strong time attack with 1-1 here. Will Terran just be crushed just like this? Oh my god.
I mean, that Hydra spread was so effective that the tanks didn't really get a whole lot done.
GG! Damn, showing us how it's done. Alright, I'll never say again that Zerg don't know what to do against this Goliath build. That was extremely well done by Jojo. That's what I want to see. I want to see this strong macro play where Terran can't just, laugh his way through with like 2 groups of Goliaths. And notice he didn't make a single Mutalisk. That's what's key here. He just went straight into Hydra, straight for that 3rd base. Really well played by Jojo.
Yeah, I do wonder if the Terran maybe could have sniffed it out. Like, Muta should have been here by now. I haven't seen any Mutas. If he maybe should have leaned a little more into the tanks and not gone for so many Goliaths so early.
Yeah, well, that's the thing though, you don't have that intel as Terran that well. I mean, you could say he could see there's no Spire, but you're never sure exactly where it's going to be, so can't rule it out. Alright, in the top left, in the navy, it's Mars, and the bottom right, in the red, it's Jojo, up 1 game. Red Zerg, such a good colour, showing us last game how good a colour it really is.
Yeah, I don't think that was the reason the game went. I think it was more the strategy than the color, but you know what? You probably didn't.
I don't know. Pretty sure you put, like,
Yeah, you're entering snipe level of delusion about power in this game if you think color is actually doing something. Don't you dare.
Alright, so it's not. This isn't a CVP, so I can't reach snipe level delusion, don't worry about it. Apparently there's some lag. Although, I think Terran's fine with that, to be honest. Honestly, with Hydra versus Mech, I don't think it really matters so much anyway. Because Zerg to engage really has to set up, like, kind of ahead of time, I think, with all your control groups and whatever.
Yeah. I'm much more concerned about this game, because I don't think this map, the way it's designed and where all the bases are, I don't think he could pull what he just did on this map, too.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right about that. He could still potentially get up to 4 bases. I don't know, it definitely would be harder. And it would be harder to get that engage. Imagine if it was like the 3rd on this map where Terran was holding, I think it would be a lot tougher for Zerg.
Yeah, like even like if you think about that final push, that giant concave, there's no space anywhere on this map you can get an attack like that. You're funneling through bridges and these little much smaller areas. That's not going to work nearly as well. But also the bases are just not nearly as spread out as they were before.
Like you were saying, the 3rd actually pretty bad for Terran since it's so wide open, I guess. Again, everything I say gets proved wrong. Me saying, oh yeah, this 3rd's pretty good for Terran, and then like 1 game later.
It's okay, I'm just a genius like that.
Ah, I see. That makes sense.
It's just my dumb sausage hands. That's the only thing holding me back.
Will he get gas? Will he get gas? Look, if you're gonna go SK Terran, I think this is a decent map for it. So I think he's not gonna get gas here. I'm pretty excited. I mean, maybe he's thinking, okay, well, damn, Zerg can actually stand up to the Goliath build. What do I do?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Like you're saying, like SK Terran might be reasonable here, but I'm used to seeing that on like bigger maps that are a lot more open. Why would it be good on this 2-player map?
So, like, the main weakness, I suppose, of SK Terran is when you get really late game, so because they're full upgrades and Ultralisks, it's not as good as Mech. Whereas Mech obviously just scales better the longer you go. And this game, it's small. This map, sorry, it's smaller. There's less bases to take, so it's going to be like not as big a game, if you know what I mean. And
Yeah.
just in general, like, it's easy to put pressure on the Zerg, and bio is what you want for that.
Okay, I think that's all pretty fair. Is there any like 2-player maps where you wouldn't favor SK Terran then because of like for that same reason? Wouldn't like all 2-player maps kind of apply to that?
Did you see that Marine just like body check that drone? Well, let me think about 2-player maps. Oh, this Overlord needs to worry about its own safety. So yeah, I don't know, match points, say, let me think. No, actually it's pretty good for SK Terran for the same reasons, because it's very hard for Zerg to take any safe bases there. Oh my god, this
You could actually get this
Are
Overlord?
you kidding me? Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh, here's me just talking about map balance. Uh-oh. That's a huge deal. Like, that's almost I want to say game winning. Killing that Overlord that early is so bad for Zerg. It actually throws you off so badly.
Yeah, he can't afford to waste 100 minerals like right now. He's got to be so streamlined to get that Spire up on time. Yeah, I think you actually see he pulled guys off gas. I think just to make sure he can get everything he needs.
Yeah, I mean this is a bad situation for Zerg now. I think the Spire timing will not be affected, but just like how weak the economy is going to be now is a big deal.
Is this ever the kind of thing that you would see? Oh, I killed this Overlord. That like snap decision, like go for like more barracks early, really put some pressure on instead, or is it just like this is nice and you accept it?
No, I think he's purely basing the like his build so far off the lair timing. I don't think the Overlord factors into it. I mean, you can kind of rule out a bit of ling pressure because you know they can't make lings at that exact time because they have no Overlord. But of course, they could just save the lava and make it when the Overlord's ready. But this SCB seeing everything, mind you. Whoa, turns it around. Oh, it's gonna go down soon.
I mean, this is just so terrifying to me from the Zerg position because everything got so delayed. There's like he's still supply cap right now. There's one supply of army on the field. Like this is terrifying.
Yeah, like I don't know what to say. Zerg is in a tough spot. Terran getting his academy timing pretty well. Now, the last TVZ we saw on this map looked exactly like this actually, except probably a few more drones from Zerg at this time. Okay, takes out that one Zergling. You know what? Mars playing it pretty, I don't know, fast and loose with his natural here. Not putting any SimCity down, nor a bunker. Granted, his SCV could see there were no lings until now, but JoJo's switched into full lings, like, as soon as the SCV died. Definitely be dangerous for Mars, but I guess he just has that read.
I mean, that might be just the decision off because of killing the Overlord. You can't really be affording, like, these, like, lings that are a little bit out of the way, especially if your supply blocked and it's going to delay everything anyway. He just has... Unlike that first game we saw, he has much more Marines, so I don't think he needs the SimCity or actual defensive structures.
Well, you got to consider how few drones it requires for Zerg to just make lings off 1 or 2 hatcheries. So I think no matter how bad shape Zerg is in, really, they can always be making lings. It just means they're going to be more screwed if the lings don't work out, right? So I think it's not a good idea to discount that. But like I said, maybe he just had that read and everything worked out fine. Now he's moving out. See, this is the thing. Notice how JoJo has 3 Sunkens here. It's always the option to go for lings instead. Of course, it's not as strong in various ways.
Yeah, this is definitely a little interesting to me. We're seeing JoJo. He's getting the Mutas, which is not unusual here. But he's actually really rushing for that flyer carapace.
Yeah, so definitely going to go for a Mutalist heavy strategy here. He might just try and keep making Mutalists on 2 bases here. I think he knows it's not wise to try and take a third so fast, like we saw in that other game, just because he's a bit behind here, and the bio is already ready, right? We saw Mars was absolutely ready to move out. I think he was waiting to see what his scan saw before he actually left his base. While Scourge being made, I think that must be a misclick, right?
Yeah, I think so, because like you wouldn't ever get science vessels this fast, right?
I mean, if you did, I think Zerg would know, because you'd be going gas on 1 base, I'm pretty sure. Oh, unfortunately, we didn't kill that Marine. I'm quite surprised it's alive. Oh, this SCV is so dead.
Yeah, I'm not in love with the decisions we're seeing from JoJo here. Like he's gonna have these mutas, but you can already see the Terran. There's so many turrets already at both bases. Not that JoJo would know that ahead of time, but he's investing a lot into these mutas, and he's gonna have to do something with them, and I'm not sure if he's gonna be able to.
No, I don't mind this play actually, because I feel like I said, taking a third is not really an option at this time. I think if you build up the Mutalisks first and then take your third, and you can just go for pure Mutalisk, that is a thing you can do. And you just starve Terran out on 2 bases. Oh, comes to get an SCB there. Oh, nice. Doesn't even lose a Mutalisk yet. I think he perceived... Oh, he did lose a Mutalisk there. I think he perceived that Terran was target firing one of his Mutalisks there, so he went back and you noticed the Marines didn't even fire. So that was a really nice move by Jojo. At least Scourge doing something else. Oh, nice intercept by Mars. Really well done there. Doing so much damage to his Mutalisks. Oh, but don't want to get caught on the bridge. Oh, losing another one. Yeah, this is not
some
good.
Good pickoffs with those mutas on the bridge while they're kind of grouped in that line, that formation that's so juicy.
Absolutely. Like, despite what I was saying, this is not looking good for Jojo. Damn it, why you gotta curse me? I'm like, oh, I like what Jojo's doing, and then immediately he like loses a bunch of Mutalisks.
I'm so happy though with what we saw from Mars. He moved that Marine that's over at 3 o'clock so early. Now there's this SV down here. He's confirming it's two bases. And he knows it's mostly mutas. Like, he's got to feel so comfortable right now. And we are seeing that SK. We're getting those double starports. So Irradiate's going to be on the table soon enough, or it's going to start being really annoying to deal with.
Yeah, Mars' play looking really good. You know, just playing calmly from taking that advantage from the Overlord, not trying to like push it in any crazy way. And really, he's looking really good now because those Mutalisks have been fended off so hard. Like, it's going to be very hard for them to do anything before Vessels. Looks like they want to come in here, but I don't know. There's 4 turrets here, and all the bio's just waiting for this. Yeah, I don't know about this.
If he's going to do it, he's going to do it now, right before that +1 finishes on the bio.
Well, he got a turret. And lost a Mutalisk. Oh, nice swipe there. Man, why are these Marines not dying, though? That first swipe I thought for sure would kill like 2 or 3 Marines. Oh, there's enough Mutalisk. So yeah, this is just not efficient enough for Jojo. Especially with the position he's in. Now here's the thing, these mutas are holding the bio back for now, so if they want to go for a 3rd base, this is kind of his window, but he's not doing so. Try to tech to lurkers first. Mars very diligently scouting, like you said.
Yeah, if he sees what's going on, I think he doesn't feel any pressure. He doesn't have to like take that risky move out and risk the mutas either doing some counterattack damage or picking off his forces in the field. Feeling very comfortable until he sees that Zerg's actually getting ahead. Although I wonder if he's like overthinking, like, your opponent's been on 2 base for so long. Is he like rushing to Hive or anything kind of weird stuff like that?
There's no turrets on the barracks here, by the way. I mean, I guess. That sandwich.
Wow. You didn't even get to finish saying it before you were wrong. That's fantastic.
Look, what I was going to say is, if things weren't going so well for Mars, that could have been a point of weakness. But as it stands, there's so much bio compared to so few Mutalisks, it doesn't even matter. So, Mars got a very key scan there. They saw Hydralisks at the natural, so he knew it was going to be switching into Hydralisks pretty soon. And now the massive Terran army moving out, just as the vessels are about to come out to reinforce them. Now, these Scourge are out. Baram, I want you to look at these Scourge. They're ready, just for this scenario. Oh, more Mutalisks getting intercepted. Oh, they keep running into the bio when they're not stacked. Many times this game this has happened.
Alright. I mean, the Scourge, if they can get that pick off, is going to be so good. But I think they're on patrol and they're just ignored. They were like some kind of anti-drop tech.
Yeah.
And they're not going to catch them in the field.
Dude, Scourge on patrol are actually pretty terrible at catching dropships. Just saying. Because they have to be so close to them to auto-target them, and then they tend to kind of like barely not catch them. Okay. I don't know if Zerg has much answer for this. The Lurker's at the wrong ramp. Nice move by Mars to come over this side instead. But yeah, this 3rd is definitely going to die.
I mean, even if the Lurkers were on the right side of the map, there is the 2 vessels here. There's not enough Lurkers to survive the Irradiates.
And to be honest, this is just enough bio that you can actually kind of brute force 2 Lurkers. It's not pretty, but you can do it. 2 more Lurkers coming up from the bottom here, but the hatch is already down. Zerg losing even more Mutalisks, and this is a terrible position for Zerg here. Give me a push back to 2 bases just like that. Gotta keep these vessels alive, though.
Yeah, if you look at the Zerg base, it's not like he's on 2 bases, but has some kind of trick. He's just starting in Queen's Nest now.
Yeah.
He's got the Evo chamber, so he's like, that's like looking for later upgrades that he's not going to be able to get to. I think Jojo's going to have to do, like, just get like a nice like hold lurker, just like catch something off guard, but it feels like we're really reaching here on this one. Mars' game to lose.
Absolutely. And Terran even going for a 3rd, at least I thought he was. That SCV is going to make a 3rd at some point. Oh, no, it's in the main. Aha. There you go. So Terran even going for a 3rd behind this. So really going to set himself up very strongly. And yeah, I think honestly, he's just kind of starving Zerg out here. Content not to really bust, doesn't feel like he needs to, which I think is correct.
It's the only way you're going to lose if you just walk into one really bad lurker engagement. Or
True. Oh, well, this is a really good lurker engagement, it looks like. Uh-oh. Both lurkers being irradiated. Oh, damn, that spine, though. That was a good spine. But yeah, these Hydras desperately trying to run away. They don't even have speed, though. There's no way. That drone going to have to make hatchery somewhere else. And yeah,
now the mutas are all gone too. Like the only thing that you could really say, like, oh, maybe this could threaten this army, even with that gone. Now we're just talking about a couple lurkers, and we're trying to piecemeal enough Hydras. But look at JoJo's gas; he doesn't have enough to actually get the lurker count up.
Those lurkers doing a lot more than I would have thought, actually. Oh, loses the vessel too, but still the Terran army far superior here. And yeah, that drone I think actually got taken out. Where is it? Oh, here it is. It's up at the Terran third. I guess he's going to deny the CC for a little while.
Yeah, what?
This is like a StarCraft 2 hatchery. We just do it to get the creep.
Oh, I hope not. That's the most silly thing.
Well, of course, in Brutal, no creep appears unless you finish. And these Marines will deny it pretty easily. Is he going to cancel? Okay, he does cancel. I was going to say, he needs all the money he can get right now. Drone's even trying to long-distance mine here, but there's a vessel swarm just for these 3 drones. Oh god, run away, drones.
Yeah, I do wish that even like we're having trouble getting that Zerg third base up, but there's so much money being floated here. That's like just add a couple macro hatcheries at home. Maybe you can get a little bit more of a fighting force, but you could just see he doesn't have the gas income, but he just doesn't also have enough units. Period. Like, even if it was just Lings, maybe you have a little bit more of a shot.
Yeah, I think you're definitely right. Jodo needed to adapt to not having that third base, because normally you had more lava from that, right? So you can get more links, but since it got denied so hard, definitely needed another macro hatch or two. All the arrays are coming out now. Same time the bust is going on.
Rude.
This is so hard for Zerg to deal with. Oh, the drone's getting melted. Oh, ouch.
Yeah, I could see why you played Terran if you could just do this kind of nonsense.
Yeah, wouldn't that feel so much better than playing PvC? I know Sniper complains about PvC a lot. Alright. This bottom left is just a matter of time till these Marines get ordered to move in here. They're just waiting. Maybe he's waiting for it to finish. Oh,
nah, he's not even gonna give it a shot. But I mean, like, we're just seeing like Mars setting up that third base of their own. They're still maxing stuff up. Like, it all kind of started from losing that first Overlord, and then just falling behind, losing a little mutas here and there, just bleeding out a little bit by little bit, and it stacked very quickly.
I gotta hand it to Mars for all those moves he made though, with the Marines intercepting Mutalists. He did that so well. And you know, actually, that game illustrates quite well why in the pro meta we see the pro Terran just put some bio outside his base, and Zerg just doesn't go inside the Terran base. They just have to fight that force outside, and that's why if you're really good at moving your bio, you can actually just intercept them when they retreat and do huge damage.
Yeah, I can definitely see something like that, but it's so hard to compare. Like even these players are very good, but when you start comparing to pro, it's still like a totally different game.
But I think it is very illustrative of why the meta is the way it is. Because it seems not obvious, at least to me, that's how Mutaverse Bio would go. Alright, the top right, it's Mars in the pale green, I guess you'd call it, and the bottom left still in the red. Oh, beautiful! It's JoJo. So currently tied 1-1, going into Fighting Spirit here. So yeah, to me it doesn't seem intuitive that the Mutas would have to stay out of the Terran base because the Terran forces are not in the Terran base, you know what I mean? That doesn't seem obvious.
Well, I mean, like, it's not intuitive at the base level of the game, but even, like, if you think about the old school think of, like, what Mutas do, where it's like, it's this potent force, but it's a little fragile, it's just supposed to be pinning them back, and you're trying to, like, poke around and do all this damage, and I think as Terrans learn how to defend it better, with a little more robustly, it's just, you don't even want to take the risk with the Mutas anymore. It's like, because if you lose them, you know how bad it can go so quickly.
Yeah. So laggy, goddamn, he says. I wish there was some way to see how laggy it was for them in the replay. Like, if you could see it stuttering somehow.
I'd be cool just to see, like, a turn rate of the game as it was played.
Ah, that would be interesting. But turn rate does not tell the whole story.
It does not.
Do you want to see the stuttering, man? Oh, I've had some insanely laggy games where I'm playing with 2H meter. I felt bad for them.
Well, at least they can't really micro that well.
This is his plan for, what do you call it? Fighting Spirit is overpool. I wonder if this is going to go into some lurker here. That's what I'm expecting, but who knows, really? I can't call it yet. Of course, I'm just calling it so I can be proved wrong 2 seconds later.
Yeah, I feel like this is just that this one thing. It's like I'm playing Fighting Spirit against the Terran, and Zerg is not happy that they are cross spawn.
Yeah,
the one time.
Definitely not with this build. I mean, this does shut down a proxy completely as well, but this gas timing says to me there's also some kind of plan the Zerg has, and like I said, I'm expecting Lurker.
Yeah, I think Lurker's like really trying to get something done early, but I don't know, because like if the Goliath build gets used again here, and you like really delay your detection for a while, Lurker's not like they could really get something done.
Well, I hate to burst your bubble, already he's not doing the Goliath build.
Yeah,
but you are right. You are right. That's the problem.
Scouting info. He doesn't know that.
You just turn the Terran vision off at the start of the game, every game. Well, as a member of the Team Drag Discord, you can't tell me you hate Terran more than you hate Zerg, right?
No, I actually can.
Oh, really? Wow. I'm quite pleased. Tell Snipe and Drag. Oh,
no, they're
that SCV. Oh, that's a huge deal.
That feels like a little suspicious, right? That there's already 4 Lings out the ramp.
Well, if he knows what's up, he should know this hatchery timing is late, right? And yes, the fact that Ling's are already out, that tells you it was pulled first, but he doesn't know if a lair's going to start or not, which indeed it is not. It's only Ling speed, so just Ling's coming here, but Mars, I think, figured it out, putting his rings on top of the ramp of SCVs, so looking very secure for now.
Is 2 SCVs enough? I thought you used a little bit more.
Against 9 pool you need more, but against this I think it's fine, because we can see he already has 4 Marines out.
Okay.
Because against 9 pool, by the time they get there, like in cross positions, I guess you barely have 2. But normally you'd have like 1 probably, and the second one about to pop, so you need more. But when you already have 4 Marines out, it's not so bad. So I think perfect play by Mars against this so far.
Yeah, but I mean, now it's going to be a little bit harder. Mars, like, there's enough Lings out here where it's going to be hard to get down your ramp. It's going to be hard to really get moving out. But the Ling's a little too far back that SCV just gets out.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. He's going to be able to see what's going on. But to be honest, if I saw this, I wouldn't know what was going on. He's got a Hydrogen, but he did not start his lair. Is he going to Hydra bust the Terran?
That is such a terrible idea. They kill bunkers fast, but they do not kill SCVs fast at all. It takes a million shots.
Okay, I think it was just a mistake and a really unfortunate one for Jojo here. Because, yeah, he's not, like, making Hydras or anything. I think he really wanted to start the lair, but he forgot that he pulled off gas when he started speed. So, I'm really not liking Jojo's position now. This SCV comes in here. Oh, it's just going to see everything. When you see that there's no lair here, you feel so good. Oh, wait, Hydra speed is starting. Oh, okay.
There's no way. Like, if nothing else, you see this, right? Your SCV's there. There's a Hydra den. You see no lair. You start a factory. 1 siege tank on that high ground. That never happens. Like, it never works.
You are right. Oh, but look, he's making the bunkers preemptively here. The thing is, he doesn't know about this 3rd base. So Jojo's actually going to try and take this to a macro game. Look, Hydra Lurker is a composition. I'm not going to say it's a good composition, or even a legitimate composition, but it is a composition, if that makes sense.
Well, no, we could the classic definition from In Control. It's a manly composition. It's a robust. You just want to fight. You want to play Zerg like they're not Zerg at all.
Yeah, but it's like you're standing there with your bare fist like I want to fight. Terran has like a sword. You know, that's what it's like. Oh, another scouting SCV getting taken out. Man, Jojo doing a great job denying these, except the one that got into his main, of course.
Well, another one down at the bottom right, confirming that there is no other bases.
I think Jojo spotted
there's the one at the 9.
Yeah, Jojo spotted it, and yeah, like I think the longer Terran doesn't know about this, the bigger a deal it is, because we see Terran taking this really defensive posture. No factory even coming up yet, which actually I think is a pretty big mistake. When you're going to X Academy, and you're up against any kind of Hydrogen play, like whether it's Hydras or Lurkers, I think you want to just go teching on 2 racks. Oh, takes that SCV out. Nicely done.
I mean, Marines versus Hydras is already not the best. Like, if you don't have any kind of supporting stuff from the Zerg to really help out with it. And I think he's just kind of leaning on that, but he already has, like, look at these fire bats. There's so many fire bats already. What is this?
Ooh, I would not say Marines are bad versus Hydras, my friend. Unless they have stim.
No. Like, that's what I was saying. Like, Marines aren't, like, Marines is pretty good against it. Like,
Oh,
if
right, sorry,
Blister
for a
has
second.
extra support, like Plague or
Yes.
something.
Well, I mean, what Zerg tends to do here is either just have too many Hydras for the Marines at that time, or mix in Lurkers, and the Marines kind of can't deal with both at once. Also, if Zerg can get like really good upgrades, sometimes it works as well. But Terran not being slack about that. But I am worried at how late the factory was, so Terran's not going to be able to get +2 particularly fast here. But yeah, these fire bats.
How are you not talking about that he has like 6 fire bats and he's moving out on the map? Like,
yeah, I don't know. I think it's because he saw no lair for a long time. He was expecting Hydra and Ling bust here. Not sure. I really don't know. But yeah, now I think the window for Terran to push just with Stim has closed. He really needed more medics with this. Medics are extremely good against Hydras. I mean, who am I kidding? They're extremely good against Zerg in general. So he needed to mix in more of this force.
just extremely good in general.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They're not great against Protoss or Terran. But yeah, now I think Zerg is a pretty good setup here. Just with Bio alone, you're not really going to get up these ramps ever. Scans continue to go down. He's kind of still going like, what the hell is going on? Sees that the layer is finished. So you see that, and you know that, Zerg is not just coming at you with some 2-base all-in by now. Like, they must have taken a third if they're taking the layer in this scenario. Because if they wanted to do a 2-base layer attack, they would have had a layer a long time ago.
Yeah, this is just such a weird style we're seeing from JoJo. Like, this is like gotta be that kind of game 3. It's for the match. You're seeing something you've never seen before. Like, this is so nerve-wracking to try to piece together what you think is gonna happen and go from there.
Yeah, so Albert, you're absolutely right. Like, if you are winning the upgrade game, it's not bad. But that's like saying if you're already winning the game, you can make scouts. It's true. That's how it feels to me. Like, it's only good if Zerg's already in a really good position. I mean, obviously Terran might make the blunder here of not making enough tanks. I really think you want 2 factories worth of tanks here. But we'll see.
I think in the interest of not spreading misinformation, even if Protoss is winning, scouts no. Like the,
I didn't say you should. I just said you can.
No, I don't think you can. I think you lose.
So it's like your opponent has 1 base to your 6, you make scouts, you still lose.
Yeah. I think you might sufficiently give him time to get back in.
Yeah, probably. Actually, you're probably right. That is true. I should clarify. This is nowhere near as bad as scouts. It is sort of legit, almost, not quite.
Yeah, we're seeing a pretty reasonable force that built up. Actually, killing off a bunker to make movement out of his base a little more free. But this is just so weird. Like, this army is like pretty fast and pretty like in a good position if Terran ever tries to push out. But why is he going to push out before he has like a couple tanks, nothing, and we're really going to make this? Like, I don't think he's going to push out now.
Well,
so like, what is JoJo doing?
He'd
be taking like before.
The Zerg army is a lot weaker than it looks. Because consider how many Zerglings there are, and consider how many Fire Bats there are. This is actually not a good Zerg army at all. Once these Lurkers are done, different story, I suppose. But I do favour the Terran army here. If he gets a good engage, stims in time, and all that, and splits versus the Lurkers.
Well, we do have a dropship being finished, so that could really cause some havoc, especially if you drop fire bats in the middle.
Well, yeah, that's why he made so many the plan the whole time. But yeah, like I feel like this Zerg army is kind of not up to the task, as long as the Lurkers get dealt with properly. It is only 2 Lurkers. That's not so bad.
Well, I mean, there is a science vessel on the way, Radiate being researched, so he's going to have the tools necessary, and there is already a couple tanks on the field.
You know what I just realized, though? He does have +1 missile. That makes the Lurkers a lot better. Okay, this dropship fully loaded.
Yeah, I mean, we are seeing, though, like, JoJo very preemptively is trying to spread out all of his stuff, so if Terran does push out, he can try to catch some of this unit out of position, maybe get those tanks before they really get a lot of damage.
Yeah, I think it's the same as versus mech. When you get the engage, you want to have as much surface area as possible. So I think
we saw how good that was in that Tau Cross game. When you got the surface area, it does all the damage.
Okay, Mars needs to be careful. He needs to siege up. Uh-oh, here comes everything. Oh, he doesn't stim. No stim. Trying to run away without stim is a death sentence. Everything gets surrounded. Gonna get taken out instantly here. Uh-oh. Oh dear. So Terran forced to fall back to his defensive bunkers here. I think he has enough tanks to make this work, but the bunker is indeed empty. Oh my god, are we going to see Terran just die straight away? Okay, some Marines do get into the bunker. But the tank's getting taken out rather quickly, and the bunker does as well. Uh-oh. JoJo doing so much damage right now. This dropship's still coming along, but can it do enough damage to make up for this?
I don't think so.
Well, tank on the high ground can be the bane of Hydras. They used to siege that up, though. Like, seriously, must siege that up. Great irradiate going down. That's going to do so much damage.
The drop getting to the main, not stopping for the third at all, trying to get maximum value because he knows how much damage he's doing.
And the damage is going down. That tank's up now. Terran building these bunkers, so I don't think he's going to lose his main, but the natural CC died very easily, as it tends to.
All the SCVs, oh no.
Oh, unfortunate. Oh, I mean, they did buy him a bit of time. Yeah, the bunkers are up now, so I think Terran holds, but this drop has not done enough damage.
No, we actually saw JoJo was a little bit worker-like to begin with, and even after this drop, still ahead on workers after all is said and done. 3 bases to 1. JoJo, I don't know how he got in this position, but he made it happen.
Yeah, well, I feel honestly, I just have to say, I think it was mismarker by the Terran there that he needed to stim and stand his ground, or stim and run away, not run away, don't stim.
Well, he said he didn't have stim though, so he shouldn't even move out. Well, you're the one saying he didn't stim.
No, yeah, he didn't use it. I mean, I'm not saying he didn't have research. That's what I'm saying. He just needed to use it. I assume he had a research. Yeah, no, he definitely did because I saw him stim stuff later. But yeah, he just tried to run away without stim, and you can never do that because whatever kind of Zerg unit you're up against is going to catch you and kill you if you're running away without stim.
Especially when speed lengths like.
Yeah.
Just
okay, drones. Drones are the unit that you can kite without stim. It's quite good when you do that, but other than that. Okay, Terran going to try and pick up the pieces here and move down, but Zerg, it's such a commanding lead right now. Oh, taking out that CC is so huge.
Yeah, he's have to remake that one just to get back to base. Meanwhile, Queen's Nest on the way, so if we're in a spot where this isn't like looking like Terran's really kind of getting their foot back on the door, when defilers show up, this becomes so much harder.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the swarm Hydra strategy is always a bit weird, but it can definitely do a lot more against those tanks sometimes. I mean, is he even going to go for the defilers though? Does he really need to? Does he just keep making more and more Hydras? He's not even started.
Or just getting Queens. Just wants Queens for real.
See, here's the thing. He's actually just playing the same game as Game 1, just against Bio instead of against Smech. And so far, it's working pretty well.
Yeah, that's so weird though. This style is like very interesting and something you don't really see how people they don't play it like this. And a radiate on an Overlord.
Yeah, no one.
Like why though?
I mean, you got to get rid of it somehow. That's the only way to kill it. There's nothing can hit it there. So he just wants to get it out of that vision spot. And hey, it only costs energy. It costs Zerg minerals. I don't mind it.
Well, I don't know. I feel like I never see that, so it just threw me off. It's like that's interesting.
You know, for a Zerg with 2 Evos, Zerg's upgrades are actually pretty abysmal, I have to say. Like, the +2 didn't start for ages, and no Carapace upgrade has ever started. And there's no real reason for these things, having had 2 Evos and 3 bases for how long.
I mean, we saw that in the other games, though, that you got very fast 2 Evos, but didn't actually use them. So
yeah, which, you know, I'm questioning a bit.
Yeah, but I mean, you got all this time you're going to buy as Mars rebuilds his army before he feels comfortable enough to move out, and you're just building that little nest of queens over in that left side.
Yeah, that's right. You could say a queen's nest. Oh, that poor ugly. Terran going to try and secure a 3rd base here. The thing is, Terran can sort of try and, like, play like mech here and just slowly take bases. He needs an armory, though. Against this strategy, you do actually need to upgrade those tanks. But look at this tank count right now. That's actually extremely intimidating. I mean, for 15 minutes, normally you wouldn't say this is very many, but considering what the Zerg composition is right now, that's actually a pretty scary amount of tanks.
Yeah, we're actually seeing another dropship getting made from the Terran, so I'm curious to see what the move's going to be with that, because it's not like it's a bunch of units you can afford to separate from your army and harass with. There's not a lot of Marines, and 2 tanks being dropped isn't as going to be so effective when there is queens on the map and all these Hydras and stuff. To
be fair, if you are just sitting at home as Terran, you don't miss those units very much because you have a good defensive setup. And I think he's going to crawl his way over to the 3rd here, and I don't think Zerg can really deny this that easily.
This is such a weird game that we're seeing here. We're just, like, even like just in general today, like we've seen not a bunch of Goliath builds. So like it's already been quite an interesting series of games we've seen so far. We're not even halfway done.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really liking these games. JoJo definitely bringing some interesting strategies. Yeah, they're not going to... They're never going to be born. Okay, so I think Terran will easily hold this high ground against all comers. Even with Swarm, once there's enough tanks there, I mean, it doesn't even matter. Defilement is on the way.
Yeah, I mean, so we're still like really focused on Hydra. So even if you don't end up going Darkstorm, Plague alone is going to be super impactful. With all these queens, if you catch them out in the middle of the field and like get them in a weird spot, Ensnare is probably going to help you mow through so much of this stuff.
Here's my thoughts about this. I think as long as Terran does not get an armory, Zerg's victory is assured. Because eventually he has to transition to full mech here, but without upgrades, it's trash. Like, because Zerg's going to have 3-3 eventually. Later than he could have, but eventually. And if Terran doesn't have any mech upgrades, like, it's just such a big advantage for Zerg there. As we all know, tanks really shine when they have +3. That's their zone.
I'm just very nervous because you see that the tanks force is split between the third and the natural, and there's not quite enough tanks at either that after they get hit with the barrage of queens. That
absolutely.
Very feels alive, especially those high ground ones. We're seeing JoJo moving forward, trying to get done.
Decides that that's probably not the best attack, and I think I agree with him, but great broodlings there. And Radiate goes down, but I mean, once a queen kills one tank, it's actually already cost effective. Ooh, 2-on-1, I don't know about that. One more broodling going to go down. Great value so far from these queens. And looks like there's still one more to go. Ooh. Okay, so he's not going to try and bust this position, but every tank he takes out is getting more and more value, and he only lost 2 queens there, I believe. Or did the Irradiate kill multiple? I'm not sure now. Nonetheless,
no, they were one at a time, so he got away pretty cleanly.
Yeah.
Now, at what point? We can talk about the middle expansion in a second. At what point? Like
this
you saw.
Look at the natural. How did we miss this? Oh my god, so many drones died, and he's still going.
Oh jeez. Yeah, you already got 9 of them.
It's probably going to run out like just in time. Oh no. Why do I say things knowing that they will instantly be drawn?
No.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
This is brutal.
This is brutal, and suddenly Zerg's drone count is super low compared to Terran like building this 3rd CC right now. And you know, Zerg has neglected to expand until now, double expanding, which I think might be a bit of a mistake. Well, you know, he can irradiate 1 drone. Do it. I want to see it. Do it. No, he's not going to do it. I think it totally would have been worth it. Because this vessel is not making it home. Just telling you right now, this vessel is not going to see home again.
Well, he can go hit one of those overlords.
It's going to run into these hydras, I reckon, and die. I definitely think
if he finds this group of queens,
if only he had EMP. No. It's researching, but it's not complete. And we'll get
he doesn't even notice it and doesn't manage to get
that would have been huge. Yeah, 2 radiates there would have been massive. If he had EMP, that would have been so sick.
Well, it's on the way. That's what I was going to ask you before the Razor happened. Is at what point do you just get the EMP so you can fight off these queens and mark the green before we even have to bring it up?
I have to say, the ideal time to get EMP is before all your vessels are dead. So, not sure about that now. I mean, I can't argue that Eraser wasn't worth it because it killed so many drones, but that did seem like a very brazen move. And now Terran has no vessels except these 2 that are chilling at the natural. I mean, this 3rd is taking a long time to set up.
Finally starting that 3rd base for the Terran player.
Yeah, it took a long time to start and a long time to move over here. But he's set up now. Still committing to quite a lot of bio. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Like I was saying, I think we should transition to all-out mech here. Skating around for the Zerg army, trying to see if there's anything nearby, but they are pulled back quite far, which is quite a nice move. Alright, double drop going down. I guess that's one thing the bio is very good at. Oh my gosh, so many Zerg forces just going straight to this base. I don't know how he knows, but he knows.
Yeah, this could catch something. I don't know. Like,
did he see it? I don't think he saw it.
Moving away.
Oh no, he didn't.
There's 2 hydras in the middle line.
Ooh, 2 tanks in here. That's actually pretty huge. Because that makes it so much more effective against the hydra reinforcements. Well, this is actually a brutal drop.
Outside the natural, the filers are done. Plague about to be finished researching as well, and there's so many hydras. So
I assume he has consume. I didn't notice.
Yeah, he got that a while ago.
Yeah, that hatchery is not going to survive, by the way. I mean, reinforcements can be down, but
you got the extra high value middle base.
Yeah, I guess so. Double gas. That's pretty good for Zerg. I mean, what are these like jank numbers the gas has there? It's a bit weird. I'm not used to not seeing even numbers. Come on, man. Like 2985, 3207. Why?
This is old school map design where that stuff doesn't matter.
These medics. Oh my god, all those Hydra's gonna die, and those lurker eggs are not gonna finish. Oh well, I expect to see. no, I was right. They're not gonna finish. Damn, this drop getting huge value. Okay, Terran trying to move out.
Mars moving out, but that plague hits all the bio and it's gonna be cleaned up almost immediately.
These tanks are helpless on their own because there's just not enough of them and they don't have much upgrades. So much energy on this vessel's not being used. I'd really like to see some defense matrix. More
Here comes in all those queens to help clean us up, but the Hydra's got it on their own. The queen's just sitting there looking silly.
Did you see that? He puts the defensive matrix down just as the broodling's already flying towards it, unfortunately. But yeah, that's a huge loss for Mars, losing all those tanks. Definitely a bit of a premature move out. Needed to wait for a bigger force there, as painful as it seems in this scenario. But like, I think if you just took out a base of that drop, I think it's fine, you can wait a bit more. And we see like the economies are pretty even, really, despite the fact Terran's only on 3 bases.
Well, 3 bases is misleading because the Terran main is mined out entirely.
True, he's only on 2, I suppose, but the Zerg's hardly mining from the center anyhow. So honestly, the economy's not that bad for the Terran, and Terran's perfectly fine being 1 base behind. So I think it's a real mistake to move out brazenly and lose that tank count, because that means he won't be able to attack for a long time. Double drop going down again. Going to go straight over these Hydras, though. Will they make it through? Turns around, or away, anyway. Oh my gosh, these drones are in trouble if this drop goes down right on top of them.
It's going to find its way towards that natural base. The drone's being pulled, so hopefully not going to be killed, but it's going to slow down these little expansions at the top.
Oh no, he wants more. He's going for the big prize over here. But there is some Zerg units already on the way. Oh no, but a lot more drones on the way. Okay, no, he's just chilling.
Well, we're seeing that transition. Jojo starting to make mutas, getting his +1 weapons, and actually making a second spire. So we're transitioning out of this Hydra army, and we're going into big airstrip.
Yeah, I don't know about this though. When it's bio and there's still so many vessels alive, oh my god, the Zerg units actually move away from this 9 o'clock base, allowing everything to come in here. Oh, if he takes out this hatchery, that's pretty huge. Oh my god.
I mean, you're saying it's bio, but there isn't that much bio actually. A lot of it's
Trust me,
tanks.
that's enough when they have like +2 and you have the radiates available, that's fine. That's plenty. As long as the Hydras can't take them out before they can kill the Mutalists anyway.
I mean, doesn't the math get weird when you have Plague involved though?
Yeah, true. If everything's plagued, for sure Mutalists will kill it. All those broodlings really saving the day there. That was actually a brilliant move by Jojo. Those broodlings making a huge difference. You are right, if everything gets plagued, you're right. The Mutalists will clean up.
Oh, these dropships are getting caught by the Hydras. They're going to be able to get taken out.
Snare. Well, why not
that would have gotten those killed for sure, too.
He parasites them. Nice. That's a great move, because, like, you know, dropships are useless if you know they're coming. Okay, Terran trying to move out again here. I don't know about this. Well, I know I said it already, but he really needed to get mech upgrades here. With this many tanks, you desperately want attack upgrades.
Yeah, it feels like... We should actually, does he still not even have the armor? You can't even make
Dude,
them
he's moving these parasite dropships with the army so they can see it. Okay, they do leave them now. QDPie, these players, being tier 0, probably about like 1700 at least. Not sure how high up it goes, to be honest. Okay, so Terran moving out to the center base uncontested. The thing is, Zerg's been messing around with these Queens and Mutalists. Doesn't have much of like an actual army right now. So Terran can kind of just do this with impunity. That's a lot of tanks. Okay, here come the Mutalists. The vessels need to be on point with these irradiates. So far, none are coming out.
Well, there's still a lot of queens available. If you can just get that site and clone ahead a little bit, if you can clear most of these tanks.
Oh, nice. Nice EMP. And you know what? He has so much energy. It's so easy for him to EMP all these queens. Oh my god, and just like that, there's no broodlings available. Except that one.
Yeah, now this is not a... now this is not a good army we're talking about here.
Yeah,
I see Mars trying to take that 12 o'clock, but there's Army's gonna be able to clean this up. I think Mars finally got out of his base and has a little bit of a foothold on the map.
Well, this army seems irresistible for Terran now. I mean, Zerg can always try and counter, but there is no other option, I think. Like, oh god, these parasite dropships, they're just giving Zerg all the vision he wants. But yeah, I think
it's pretty nice.
Zerg cannot fight. He needs to run, and all these lurkers, that's not going to work out. That's too many tanks. Swarm is not going to help you against that many tanks. Like, once you burrow a lurker in there, sure, but that's all you can do. That's the only option. Oh my god. Getting pummeled there. Now, imagine these tanks had +3. Just imagine it.
I mean, like, I feel like this game had multiple points where things could have really switched one way or the other. So,
for sure.
Like, getting those upgrades definitely seems like it would have been good here, but I think there's a lot of opportunities where JoJo could have gotten a much bigger economic lead, but didn't take the bases, or probably had opportunities to get a lot more damage done when he really forced Mars back into one base.
Well, don't count JoJo out yet, because he is taking the top left while this is going on. Oh my god, these overlords. He has overlord speed, right? Yeah, he does. I was going to say if you could irradiate those, but no, they'll probably just run away. Oh, look at those drones sneaking past. Yeah, this is just too many tanks. Zerg can't even touch this. The Queens are really his ace in the hole, but I can't think of like a card-related analogy. Like, he just snatched him out of his hand, I guess, by EMPing all of them. Irradiate the Defiler. Oh!
Ooh, that's a beautiful plague. The best kind of plague.
Literally the best plague. Gets everyone. And Lurker's doing good damage to this bio now. If Mutalisks can come in, snipe these vessels, there is not that much bio, like you said, to deal with Mutalisks. How many Mutalisks are left? I don't know where they are. Are there any left?
It's so hard to tell where things are because they keep getting moved around the map and split up a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of Zerg's problem here right now, is he has units like every place. He has like a few units. But look at this. Terran just going straight into the main, trying to attack a killing blow here. All this Scourge. Well,
yeah, if they could shut down this Defiler Den, shut down these Evo chambers that are pretty, like, reasonably close to finish the upgrade, but not threatening to do it.
Consuming drones right now, trying to get a plague down. Consumes the drones and then plagues his own Queen's Nest, but that's okay. The Queen's Nest.
But how are you going to get up that ramp? You're never going to get up that ramp on the ground.
Terran can like build a CC here and mine this now. There's no way Zerg's taking this back. But yeah, all the tech getting taken out in like mere seconds by these tanks. The double spy not really working out that well. Some more Brothers can go down, which is nice. Oh, nice irradiate. The EMP kind of not that useful in the border gone. Oh, here comes the second wave actually. How much energy does Zerg have? I think he only had the one. He's just trying to bait out EMPs, I believe, with those extra queens. But yeah, all the tech getting taken out and a second Terran army coming up to the top left, which I think is the last hope for the Zerg. I can't believe, is it Mars going to win this game?
I mean, honestly, this attack is going to do damage. There's nothing here to defend it, but it's not even necessary. You killed all the tech and you killed the hive. You're going to have to re-tech your way through to get to anything useful.
Well, I mean, you know, Terran's in a great spot after killing the tech, but you can't just sit back. You do have to kill the Zerg if you want to win the game, so I wouldn't say it's not necessary. A counterattack coming up to the 12 here, but it looks quite well defended as long as he gets that bio in those bunkers. Well, that's a lot of lurkers though. Okay, no, it's not. It's only 4. I take that. Alright, Terran getting up into the main. Yeah, what does Zerg have left now? Zerg literally just has this one base and this force on the map. He has a bottom right, I suppose, but they only just got started. Like, that hatchery is going down.
Yeah, funnily enough, the only tech that Mars didn't kill was the 2 spires.
Yeah, they're still there. Huh. Well, Jojo does have some gas. He could make like 12 meters suddenly, but there's enough bio out that I don't think it really matters. And there's still a few vessels lurking around. That's all you need. A few vessels plus enough bio, that's it. So I can't really do anything with healers.
Yeah, I wonder if how different this game would have looked if Jojo, like, the queens were cute, but he built a lot of them, and then there's once EMP hit the table, they kind of fell off really fast.
Yeah, those EMPs, there's another one, were absolutely key. They were huge, because there was like 8 queens ready to fuck up all his tanks there, but it was just the perfect time for EMP, and he executed really well. Oh, that was so many drones. That's too many drones. You're not supposed to kill that many drones, Terran player. Stop. Oh my god. But yeah. This Zerg army trying to come in from the back. Marines steaming, not targeting the lurkers though. Oh, nice spines take out those Marines. But that's all there is. Melted. A few more back here didn't join the fight, but wisely stay away from those tanks.
Yeah, I don't even know, like, if you could reasonably try to take these attacks as Jojo, because remember, all the tech is gone. Finally just remade a spawning pool, but until then, like, they could only build air units because they didn't, like, remake a Hydra den before things went down. They didn't remake any of these things.
So many hatcheries going down. I think Jojo realizing that, like, oh, he has a lot of money, he could have been spending that earlier. He does still have this double spire, right? So he could just make a lot of money.
He has 7 workers, man. Like, I love the optimism, but I think on this one, Mars just did a really good job staying in this game, but playing patiently, killing one base at a time, and really those EMPs were, I think, the star of the game. The fact that he got that big investment made it not really do anything, and didn't really ever have to remake his tank count.
Yeah, but Jojo pulling out the like BGH strats right now. Like, you leave a base, he just immediately starts building a hatchery there again. Okay, I think this must be his last hope here down here. And so many vessels. Like, it's like Terran doesn't even need to bring anything. He could just like deny mining of erasers all day long. But the army is coming too. The vessels are like a bad omen.
He's not even making units. He's like trying the tech, just hoping his opponent lets him do it.
Cancels those hatcheries, man. He does not want to give up this game and this match. GG. Finally realized there's nothing you can do. Wow.
That is a very interesting way to end this one up. I respect JoJo staying in as long as he did, trying to pull something out of that game, but oh man, he just EMP is a good spell.
It certainly is.
That was a very fun series, but now we don't have to deal about science vessels anymore. We're gonna take a little break with some Protoss versus Zerg instead.
Nice.
Zerg can't lose. That is literally not true. As much as everyone loves to say stuff, like Zerg can definitely lose games, but JoJo was in such a good position in that game. I'm very surprised he lost that game.
Alright, let's do it.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, I think, like you mentioned, the Queens didn't really work out, and they're a big expense for sure. But alright, enough of that. On the left, oh no, I've changed the overlays first before I introduce the players. People do need to see them. On the left, in the brown, it's IRK, MWK, and at the 6, it's in the red, it's Razor Sook. So, Razor Sook for Severing Fire, IRK, MWK for Socialized Healthcare. Now tell me, does MWK stand for something?
I have no idea. I was gonna ask you, like, is that something that stands for something? I have no idea.
Masterfully winning killer. I don't know. That's all I got.
I'm just gonna go and walk.
Walk.
like Hawk was already taken. It's like, nah, I want that name.
Oh yeah.
Who knows? But we got it. This match. I don't know. Like, I feel like I struggle to understand how to play this matchup on Tau Cross. So hopefully MWK is going to show me what to do.
Don't worry. As a Terran player, I will tell you everything about PvZ. Don't worry.
Oh, you're so smart, though. All you gotta do is tell me something, and I just gotta do something else, and it'll be fine.
Well, you don't even have to do something. I just tell you something, and you say, "I think you're wrong," and then immediately the game goes the way you're saying. That's all you got to do. Is that a 9 pool?
That is a 9 pool.
Ooh.
Which, I mean, I think that's nice. It feels like it's a little weird to wall off on this a little bit.
Yes.
You have a 3-player map, and you get that Overlord to that first natural so quickly because of how far away it is from the main.
Yeah, look, he is not cancelling that gas. He's not cancelling that gas. I love it, because this is a bit awkward to wall. I mean, maybe actually the position MWK's in is pretty good, but the other position is super annoying. And if you suddenly get some speedlings in the base, Protoss is real worried. But, it is a gateway.
I don't know if you want gateway against 9 pool, because that first 6 lings is good that you're gonna have that 1 zealot initially, because you're trying to like kind of use the zealots to do it. If those 6 lanes kill that first zealot and start spiraling out of control, that sounds like such a rough time. I'm not sure if the math's going to let that actually happen here, but I'm nervous.
Okay, so I think it's a sideways move compared to Forge. Yeah, as long as you stay home, which is the tough bit if he realizes, which he's going to scout it actually. As long as you stay home, I think you can defend just fine with Zealots and Pros till the cannons up, and then Zerg's behind. That's the thing, you have to defend. Like, if Lings get in, like I said last week, it's not as bad as it is if you're doing a Forge opening, because you already have Zealots to chase them, but still, Speedlings in your base, that is not a good time. But that's the thing, he has to stay home.
Well, that first zealot popped out, and the drone actually fought the probe, so that probe lost a little bit of health. Going to make it a little harder to use that to actually help block off a little bit of this wall.
Surely...
Forge is going to finish time, I think, to stop this.
Well, no, the cannon has to walk in, though. Surely Lings can get in the top here, right? That can't be Ling tight, can it? Can it?
It's sorcery. I have no idea. But he's pulling so many probes, I'm going to believe you're right.
He did have a plan, yeah. That makes sense. Perfect timing here, by the way. Yeah, okay, it is open. That makes a lot of sense. Going for the gateway. So here's where it gets tricky because Protoss has to micro it. Oh my gosh, well done with that zealot.
You got to be so careful not to lose one of these zealots here trying to move out.
Okay, well done so far. Yeah, I think this aggression has basically been denied already. Zerg already trying to get more hatches and transitioning. But yeah, this is not a good spot for Zerg because they cut so many drones to do this. Well,
I mean, it is speed length. It always feels like I've defended this. I'm good. I'm safe. I'm dying. It's so fast. If they manage to sneak their way through it somehow,
yeah,
like it could turn so quickly. And that gateway did take a lot of damage. It lost all of its shields. Started to take the whole damage. So if you wanted to build a little bit more length to try to take another shot at it, I think you could reasonably do it because he didn't add on a second cannon to help deflect this.
Well, I don't think Razor 6 is going to go for that because we see he's mining gas again. So I don't think we're going to see that. But yeah, I am giving like MWK credit, assuming that he's going to play perfectly from here. Zerg is behind. So yeah, there's always that threat that Zerg can just be like, okay, Lings didn't work, how about more Lings? And then they can try a third time and you're like,
Yeah, I respect Razor for, he went for this really aggressive play. And I see 3 hatcheries and I start getting real nervous, but then I look, there is a lair on the way, so it isn't just transitioning from the Ling straight into like some kind of Hydra play to keep a quick pressure on. It's actually properly going to try and transition out of this. And with these speed Lings here, like the Zealots aren't going to move out and put pressure on. And actually the +1 weapons from the Forge still hasn't even been started, so I think the Zerg, even though he lost so much economy early, is going to have so much time to catch back up.
well, it might equalize a bit, but Zerg is going for a 2-base layer here. 3 hatch, mind you, but 2-base. So I feel like if Zerg wants to try and hit a strong muta timing, that can definitely like catch Protoss off guard and win the game. Okay, but there's already a cannon going up in the main mind. But other than that, I don't think Zerg really has much going for him though. Because eventually Protoss is going to be able to leave his base, and when he does, Zerg's not going to have much economy to deal with it.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see what the transition is going to be. Is it going to be for some kind of... It's transported for Overlord. This guy's Galaxy branding us.
That must be a mistake, right?
I mean, you're getting Overlord transport. You're getting a Hydralisk den. The Overlord's already in the left and being hidden. That is not a mistake.
So Lurker drop, you reckon? I mean, there's already a cannon there, though.
Also, Speedling drop in the giant main with all the open room around it.
I mean, I guess you could even like elevate it with a slow Overlord or something.
I mean, he's got a couple more Overlords moving over to the side. Now, it was Stargate says Corsair. If it's smart and goes down south and sees this setup, he can deflect this.
Yeah, I mean, he already has second cannon going up in the main because he's expecting Mutalisk, right? I mean, to me, it already looks like MWK is totally prepared, even if he doesn't realize it's Lurker.
Yeah, I think if it ends up being Lings in addition to the Lurkers, it's going to be much more dangerous. But if it is just the Lurkers, maybe not.
Yeah, I suppose, but, you know, he's going to have to spend, like, it's only going to be 8 Zerglings, right? If the probes can micro, he can kill, like, 1 cannon, then the Lurkers burrow, and then the probes can just run away.
Here comes that Corsair to get that scouting info, and you can see it's beeline straight to the right side of the map. It wants to find where the third base is, but joke's on them, it's not going to find it.
Yeah, well, he's going to see a Hydra Den. Now, you'd be expecting the pressure at the front with that, right? But you see a lair and a Hydra Den on 2 bases, you've got to have an idea, right?
Yeah, I guess there's got to be some idea of going on. I would just be like a little interested. You see the lair, but you don't see some kind of upgrade. I don't know. This feels a little dangerous here. But here comes those Corsairs. They're saw the Overlords on the way out. They're making sure this doesn't happen. But it's already too late. There's Hydras in the main.
I do like the fact that he's not waiting for Aspect. He's trying to transform before the Overlords can get picked off. That makes a lot of sense here. But at the same time, if he's just like sitting in here morphing and like the Protoss comes and finds it, you're committed already. You can't like abort.
Yeah, this is so bad that MWK went back, killed the one Overlord, but didn't kill the one else all the way on the left side. Didn't really sweep around for it. So I think it's one of those, he did it just because he saw the Overlord and took the free kill and wasn't actually thinking about this being a possibility.
All his tech is right here, actually. If these Lurkers can like take out all this tech, that's actually pretty good. And like you said, that'll buy Zerg so much time. Like say Zerg just kills all this, and he just has like 1 Lurker at home, he just cannot be attacked. Okay, showing his hand now, showing the Lurkers. Will MWK notice? The Zealots start to come back. Slowly though. Oh, he's spreading them out too because he knows no detection. He can take out that Robo. Oh, this Lurker in the between the 2 bases could be huge. It does get burrowed. That's a huge deal.
Man.
Corsairs continue to do damage though. Okay,
yeah, there's not any real viable anti-air here. But, like, there's no observatory finished. It's going to be a while. If he can actually position these Lurkers in the right way, I think you can kill this Robo wall before you have to get any.
Really good attempt to kill stuff with those Zealots. Doesn't quite work out though. They do get taken out. I got to hand it to MWK for trying to get on top of those as they're burrowing. Man, Lurkers are so bad versus cannons. It's kind of silly. But they do take it out.
Yeah, but there's no more zealots at the front wall. The wall's
Yeah.
completely open if he wants to take those speedlings and reinforce his attack.
Sending a probe out already. You know, that observatory timing was pretty sharp, so if one observer gets out here, that's all he needs. I wonder if it's worth it to send like a probe to try and like dance around and bait shots here. Well, that's probably like a SK Terran way of microing that probably Protoss never have to worry about. Okay, the observer gets out. The observer gets
A couple
out.
shots too late, unfortunately.
Yeah, so that's huge. Now these goons can actually just clean this up, and you know, Protoss has taken some damage, but hasn't lost a critical amount of probes or anything. Oh, look at that, the goon's in the perfect spot. Range is done. All these 4 lurkers can get cleaned up very easily here. And you know what? Protoss standing tall after that. And that's the only like card Zerg really had to play. You can come in with a big drop here, but now that there's an observer out, well, let's see.
I think if he used the Lings in addition to like when the Zealots got pulled back and fought the Lurkers
Yes,
in between
absolutely.
those 2 bases, if he used those Lings at that time to kill the cans in the main or come back into the main and like shut down some of these cans, or shut down the Robo faster before it made the Observer.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Bigger drop going in here now, but the goons are already coming back to deal with this lurker. Now, like, goons aren't great, but surely they can handle that many Hydras, right? Especially with those cannons supporting. If they just pull back... okay, I guess they're gonna die. Okay, he does pull them back a little bit. But yeah, like... Oh, takes out the observer though. And that was the only observer. The new observatory is still building.
Oh no! I mean, the Robo's so far away up in the main, so it's going to be able to get the Observer out. But we're seeing some more units being pulled together at the front. It's going to be so hard to like split up your units and actually effectively defend this. Killing the Templar Archives before Storm finishes too.
Yeah, that's a pretty huge deal. It was a bit unfortunate MJK did not start Storm for quite a while there. He kind of built the Templars and didn't start Storm for a long time, distracted by that attack. So now he has these 2 Templars, and I guess you make an Archon, but like, an Archon is not the perfect unit here. Okay, these Corsairs sacrificing their lives do see the attack at the front there, that's pretty key. I feel like MJK just needs to make like a bunch of cannons now, and he is making another one.
During this whole time, he is a little bit late on money because he's took that 3rd base over on way on the side and is trying to reinforce that.
You know, that's actually pretty good then. Protoss is actually in a great position with that, because now it's like, okay, if you lose a bunch of probes and like, you know, a few units, it doesn't matter because you're actually continuing to grow. This observer's out now, and now this Zerg force is just not sufficient to fight. Now that it's kind of used like a protection. And like,
Look at this cute lurker placement at the top of the natural level.
oh, I didn't see that. Wow, that's so annoying. The cannons can't hit that. Are you kidding me?
They don't have vision of it.
But I mean, they're attacking, so they should. Oh, right, because they're cloaked. Oh, that's a really interesting quirk, because if the cannon had high ground vision, I'm sure it could shoot them. But because they have no detection and they're borrowed units, they're not giving that vision. That's really weird.
This is the most annoying style of Zerg I've ever seen in my life.
So this is a case where the Protoss needs an observer to let his cannon shoot something. See, look, bam, cannon starts shooting. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
That's so weird to me. But there you go. Oh, he pulls it back. Wow, Razor Suit doing his best here. Even crashing down
there's a good amount of units being pulled to the front.
Yeah.
So that's like 9 lurkers still having speedlings. You get that 1 Archon, but after that, it's like it's slow zealots. They haven't been really up on their weapons upgrades. This is still kind of dicey.
Ooh, Zerg finds that other base, by the way. But look, I don't know about this though. You can't underestimate how bad lurkers are against cannons. Like, these lurkers trying to attack in here, I don't think it's going to look very good. I think it's going to be a bit ugly if Zerg goes for that. But he did find this other base.
I'm looking at all these other units, and if nothing else, the lurkers buy you time. Tons of units going towards that 3rd base that is finally set up to shut that down. They're actually retreating back once they take the fight.
Gets the zealots on top of the lurks here with no speed. Takes out a few lurkers, but needs to pull back now because all Lin's coming in. These goons need to pull back. I don't know if that was worth it for Protoss. Oh, he's going to lose his observers too. He needs to pull those back. I mean, I guess given his superior economic position, it was okay for Protoss, but it was really a painful attack. And look, this lurker coming back in. So annoying with those high ground lurkers.
This is just the most ridiculous style of Zerg, but I love it. And like, if this is like an old map, this is like something that you should have a good game plan on. It's not something you just had to recently learn. We're seeing this really wild style out of Ray specifically. Like, I can't wait if he's got other stuff like this planned for the other maps.
Yeah, this is super weird. But look, I think ultimately he's been unsuccessful here because Protoss holds on to 3 bases, even with a few less probes. That's fine, and eventually Storm will be done. With this extra base, I really think Protoss in a dominating position. Zerg only just now taking a 3rd base, and like equal bases, that doesn't feel that good for Zerg.
I mean, this is the big force moving over to that 3rd base. I don't think this is enough to actually defend it.
You might be right, actually. Well, we'll see. I think this game will definitely hinge on this next attack. The thing is, though, if he does spend all his forces there, can't Protoss then move out? I guess Protoss still doesn't have Storm, though.
He doesn't have Storm. He doesn't have, like, speed on his Zealots. Like, do you really want to move into the middle of the map?
Yeah, no, Zerg is definitely going to bust this. You're right. Especially with no wall in front of his cannons. Oh, man. Actually, that's pretty huge.
And it's going to take out Gateway, bunch of investment there. They actually have a Forge trying to upgrade over here. That's never going to actually finish.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, that Templar even getting taken out. Yeah, that's a pretty big blow, actually. Now Zerg is looking pretty good.
Such a wild game, but Razor has still been on very low drone count this entire time, so eventually it's gonna like catch up to him. That like as long as like Protoss can kind of just avoid these like fights a little bit or like trade the units here and there, they're on so many workers that they should be feeling okay. But the main nearing my out, that 3rd base, he needs to secure one. Protoss moving over to that bottom left, gonna shut down this base. Razor finally trying to take an expansion, but ain't gonna be enough to keep it.
Mars, you just missed your match, by the way. Sorry, I didn't see a message before. But yeah, I mean, once this Zerg army comes back, yeah, he will know this. Ah, if he targets the hatchery though. If he targets the hatchery though, come on. Okay, there we go. Oh, okay. Giving me a heart attack here. So he does take out that hatchery at the cost of a number of goons.
I mean, he's going to be able to retreat and save the bulk of his units.
Yeah.
It's actually supply block for Razor right now because of that.
Yeah, Razor's lost a lot of Overlords as well during this game, even though the Corsairs are gone now. They got good value before they died. I mean, all things considered, this still isn't looking bad for the Protoss, because he's got 2 base versus the Zerg 2, and Storm is done, finally.
Yeah. At this point, I can't. It's hard for me to even analyze where this is, because we do see the 3rd base starting to be taken for the Protoss, but the main literally mining out as we speak. So Protoss economy, like, he doesn't have a lot banked, and he's going to be kind of running on fumes for a little bit. Actually, the 3rd base gets canceled over there. 2 lurkers go up to the top and force to cancel that.
Yeah, well, that pylon, that one probe hiding behind the pylon. Well, I think it is a bit ambitious of Protoss to take a 3rd base here. Well, maybe he can take all this stuff out. I don't know, Speed Zealot's pretty good though. But no, I think there's enough here to deny this, especially if these lurkers take all those Zealots out just like that. Yeah, Protoss needs to be careful here. If he loses these Templars as well without casting any Storms, oh no.
Oh, he's definitely going to lose the Templars.
I hate to see Templars dying without Storms being cast. Okay, there we go, let's cast one. That was a bit of an unfortunate engagement from M3K coming up there to attack those lurkers. And look at it, Zerg's not done with the drops. He's saying, you know what, let's try one more time.
Yeah, if another drop going back in that main, there's nothing here to really defend this. If you get shut down the tech again and just keep resetting the stuff back over and over. Like, MWK now, sitting on 1 base, so limited on their gas econ. If you can kill, like, any tech structure right now, it's going to cost so much. Like, you can't afford to build more Templar Archives. Like, it costs so much, and you got to somehow get on the map and establish your foothold, but I don't know how it's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, Zerg's trying to take the same 3rd, right? Okay, this drop kind of is awkwardly, nothing's happening. Okay, there we go. Only dropped 4 links here. No adrenal glands or anything yet, so I mean, this isn't really that strong. I mean, then again, it hardly cost the Zerg anything. Going for those wounded pylons. Nope, not gonna get anything done. You know, this is only cost 50 minerals for the Zerg. It's probably even worth the amount of APM it takes for Protoss to deal with that. Like, so cheap.
Honestly, just pulling the army back to defend it a little bit is buying time. Like, you can see Razor taking his army over to that right side, just trying to make sure that the situation is how he thinks it is.
Yeah.
But this could have been like such an opportunity for Razor to take another base on the right side of the map, or by the 3 or the 4, or like just something that's so far away from the Protoss that it's hard for him to try to put pressure on it while not opening himself up to a counterattack.
Yeah, I think it's like fool me once, shame on you kind of thing, where you hear the bass once, so he would expect it again. Zerg would, that is.
Well,
Okay, look at this
giant third force up to the third again.
Nice move. Really like that. He has to cancel that. Do not let that finish, because it is not going to live. Cancel! Okay, he does cancel it barely.
Was that a cancel or a kill?
It was indeed a cancel.
Okay.
I was looking at its HP. It was a cancel. And also his minerals went up, so I'm 100% sure it's cancel.
I'm just making sure.
Because the thing is, once it's out of that warp phase, it does just explode. It doesn't fade away.
Gotcha. A lurker gets in the main over by the
Oh,
gateways.
I didn't see that. Well, there's not much to kill there, though.
Yeah,
Although Razorstick really like picking at his opponent, trying to deny any APM possible. Starts his Nexus right away, though. Now the Protoss Force is coming in here. I mean, all these distractions are great, but can he actually stand up to the attack now? Oh, lots of Hydras picking off that Archon on the right. Storms are a bit behind, but I think there's just enough Protoss here to power through. Great SimCity at the natural, but Zerg needs to hold this third.
I mean, the Zerg's actually ahead on upgrades here. The 1 attack versus 2 armor.
Absolutely. And you know what? Protoss getting a bit distracted right now, chasing these like 4 Hydralisks, and the real prize killing this hatchery over here. And you know, any time it gets bored, it's a good thing for Razorsuit. This Lurker's still killing that one pylon, insofar as that matters. I mean, it will supply block MWK if he takes it out. Oh, target fire the pylon, you can do it. No, he's gonna die. Oh, well. Okay, never engage goes down here. But it's just not enough Zerg stuff. He's well ahead in upgrade now with +1 range just finishing as well. But it's just not enough. There's just too much Protoss stuff here. So I think the only chance of survival Razorsuit has is hiding behind this SimCity. But even then, he's back on 2 bases again. Another counter trying to come in here, but this time MWK ready for it.
I mean, Razorsuit can get, like, he saved a bunch of his drones over there. He can put them in the Overlords and start sending them places. Really start making this game extra crazy, because it's hard for MWK to move it with anything other than a death ball kind of army comp, you know? He actually does load in those drones into an Overlord. They're escaping just fine.
Look at these Overlords, though. That's so many Overlords dying. Oh. I mean, I guess it's not like Razorsuit has much supply to fill up, though. Like, he only has 49 supply anyway. It's still painful.
He never got above 30 drones this entire game. He's been like fiddling and super low count, doing this like really scrappy fighting. But if you just was a little more economy focused, like he could have been in such a situation. But like, look, he has 1,000 gas and doesn't have the money to spend it.
Yeah, well, he was never on a 3rd base for very long. You got to remember that. Oh no, nice intercept here. The Zealot's even in the perfect spot, stop everything running away. There's only so many places these Zerg units can run to. So, Protoss finally finishing +2 attack as well. Excuse me, I have hiccups.
That's okay. We're seeing another Overlord with some lurkers over on the left side. Gonna go back to the main, try to keep putting this pressure on.
Oh, these
and
drones.
The drones do make their journey around the world back at the main.
The Exodus. Alright. Yeah, 2 more lurkers coming in, but you know, Razorsuit really being relentless about this, but I don't think anything's gonna happen. Like, he's tried so many times in the same spot. Well...
You see this super cute little expansion over the side? It's going to backdoor mine so it doesn't get scouted.
Nice. It's a good move at this point, I think. I mean, this one lurker hitting all these Archons. Where's the Observer? There's the Observer. Yeah, it does exist.
Yeah, Archons punch that thing to death immediately.
Yeah. Okay, so if MWK doesn't react for like 2 more minutes, this Templar Archive will go down. Will it happen?
Oh, when you say it like that.
I mean, yeah, okay, there it goes. I just feel like Razorsuit's kind of... Oh, look, he even finds his hatchery.
No. The Overlord gave it away. The Overlord gave it away.
There's no hatchery here. There never was. I think MWK might have actually not noticed it before it got cancelled. Look at that. Protoss taking another base. I love it. But at the same time, counterattack coming in. There's only 4 cannons to defend here, and that's really not that much. That's plenty of Zerg take out 4 cannons.
There's like no real defense up at this front. At some point, I would love to see the Protoss try to put a little bit of pressure on. He's got plenty. I feel like he has plenty of army. He can split it up a little bit.
Ooh,
try to force
out.
Chilled out.
Dark Storm going to go down, but there's Storm and Archons here. Perfect counter to Dark Storm. Not the best Storm, really just messes up his own Archons quite a bit there. But the Lurkers will be able to burrow. 1 of them in Swarm, 2 of them Swarm, and that's it. That base will go down for sure. Archons even can't do anything now. It's a great move from Swarm, man.
Yeah, we're getting
Well, what about
nearing
Zealots,
completion.
though?
Well,
Some Zealots do come back, so actually I think they will clear up these Lurkers. Never mind, I didn't realize there were any Zealots around. So the space is fine. GG, I think Razorsuit realizes he's out of options now. Man, what a game.
that might be one of my favorite games of the year for CPL. That game was.
You're only
that
saying
game was
that because
fun and
Protoss
every-
won.
No, man, like, did you see how Zerg was playing? I want to punch him in the face. It was so fun.
Yeah, it was very
He
interesting.
was playing like such a jerk, but in a very entertaining way.
Oh man, those high ground Lurkers are so ridiculous. I can't believe the cannons just can't see them. That's crazy to me. Alright, in the top left in the teal, it's Razorsuit, and in the bottom left, in the blue, it's NWK, up one game, going into Overwatch. Alright, well, let's see what we shall see on Overwatch here. I wonder if we'll see lots of drops again. It's probably not as good compared to Tau-Cross.
I'm still mentally trying to recover back to what I'm hoping was being a little bit more of a normal game after seeing all that super scrappy fighting.
Oh, I don't hold out hope for that. I think we're doing something weird. Remember MVK opened with Gateway, so he wanted to put some pressure on. Let's see if he does the same.
Yeah, but we did also see it was.
Did you see that pylon?
I did not. What happened?
That's because he was fast as lightning. He put down a pylon and he cancelled it basically instantly.
Okay, well, I hope he's really confident with his wall because it looks like we're seeing Razor go for that 9 pool again. Actually, extractor trick, so he's getting a 10 pool instead.
Yeah, that's a bit weird. Why would you go for that?
Or is this a hatch? Is this for a hatch? What?
Okay, 10 hatch sling all in could be. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to see because you really just want to get this hatch down before the pylon block comes down. And that probe could have blocked it, but you didn't quite realize because you're not expecting the drone to be down there. So I'm pretty sure Razorsuit wants to just make a lot of lings off this. I could be wrong. I would have thought if you're going for a macro play, this isn't really worthwhile, but I could be wrong about that. We have seen pros do this.
This is such a... Like, I don't think we're going to get a normal game out of this guy. I need to watch, like, all of his games.
Cannon rush, cannon rush. Yes, yes, he's doing it. Finally. Yes.
Oh, man. I love when you can get this and actually get it to work. The drone coming down sees what's going on. Now, we're going to see if he does try to pull this back or if he just cancels and takes the hatchery in a different location.
Here's the thing, if the Zerg pulls like 4 drones down here, that's already pretty good for Protoss, because this is a 10 hatch, it's not a 12 hatch.
Yeah, So the one of the big issues that you can have...
The probe is hitting those drones. Oh, the pylon goes down. Did he cancel that? I think that might be a mistake, because now the drones can just get in here. Can he get another pylon down? I don't think there's space here. Oh dear.
I mean, he's just trying to block it so the drones can't really walk through before that can goes up. So
It seems like
I think
they cannot. Oh, I love that.
What?
That's a great move. Puts down those 2 more cannons just before the creep comes in. I don't know.
Now here's the thing. This is a lot of cans. It looks like we're getting like really set up to put some pressure on his base, but there's no defense at all. And 4 links on the way. If he just abandons this natural and goes for the counterattack, it's gonna do so much damage.
Can you just like pull all the probes and while you're making a cannon, will you survive? I mean, because I feel like if Zerg goes for that and Protoss is not dead, then you lose the game because you have like 1 hatch and no drones. And look at this. These cannons are going to clean this up pretty easily, I think. Well, that's sunken not quite in range. Oh dear. Look how many links he just lost, man. I think this game is over. 8 drones and he's going to lose this hatchery.
So I don't like how this got handled. I'm not sure, but I think like looking at this from like the bird's eye view, if he took his links, abandoned the natural, and went for the counterattack, the wall would have been up. The wall would have been up in time to defend it. There's no pylon in the main to put a cannon to defend the main.
I think if Protoss immediately starts 2 cannons at natural and just blocks well with probes, then he survives. He loses some probes, maybe like 2 lings get in, but he survives, and you've given up this hatchery. So you have 1 hatchery, and you just spent all your lava on lings instead of drones. Like, yeah, Zerg could win that way, but I feel like the kind of onus is on Protoss, just defend it well, and then they win anyway.
But you saw how much ended up getting lost here because of the choice he made instead. Rather than going for something that's going to do damage to like equalize this and make the game weird, which is apparently what this guy likes.
Well, I think he should have just taken more drones down here. Like, he only bought like 2, and then 3. And I think he really needed more, and needed to try aggressively to jump over and hit that cannon.
Yeah, I mean, that is a weird trick to do, to try to jump over the mineral lines.
It's what you have to do. I don't really see what alternative you have. Also, you could do it with the gas pretty easily in the position as well, because it can actually jump over that farm. Okay, Sunken's will take it out now. Not sure what Razor's thinking of going on from here. I think he's going to go for a hatchery, of course, at the natural, because why else would he bother making that Sunken?
Yeah, this is such a weird one. Actually, I'm curious why he's moving the links down to this lower left-hand base. Like, this seems like they're very ambitious to hope to find anything here, so I guess maybe hiding them for an attack a little bit. I have no idea what's going on. This game is... We picked some good series tonight, guys. We picked some very interesting stuff.
Well, I'm just happy I finally saw the successful cannon rush in CPL. I was waiting for that one. Is there a better wall you can do here? Because, man, this seems wide. I guess you're supposed to, like, incorporate the pylon where he's going to put it first. But yeah, this seems like unpleasant.
I think one of the walls is supposed to like incorporate the nexus, like one of those like arcing to the south side of it. But I suck at walling in general. I have no real idea. I always just do the classic pylon forge gateway and accept that I have 2 bolts.
All I know is that the forge has to be below the gate, like just here. That's literally the only thing I know. So. Okay, one thing will kill that cannon. I was going to say, like, maybe this cannon stays here to give him some critical vision later. Maybe he'll see Mutilis getting made, who knows. Okay, so Razor's going for a 3rd base here. I guess he's hoping that the amount his opponent had to spend on cannons kind of equalizes the position here. But I think Protoss is a great position. Stargate already halfway done. Okay, maybe not quite. But nonetheless. Oh man, this is actually going to be so difficult for Razor. He can get Hydras out in time, but Hydras alone are not good at chasing down those Corsairs at all.
Well, I don't think he cares about those Corsairs. We're building a Hydra Den, we're adding on 3 hatcheries, and there's no lair in sight.
Oh, that's true. Hey, I was just telling Snipe, the new custom rooms I got. Den no lair, Protoss beware.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. You're on a life mission to just make people groan at your head.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I don't know though. I guess it's the right move here. Oh, he's getting range first. Yeah, I don't know. See, the thing is, I think there's no real scope for Zerg to bust here, because Protoss is kind of like ahead enough on the game that he will have time to get up enough cannons here. And he's even going to get the scouting info, I think, with the Corsair before Zerg can really attack. So I would rather you get speed here and just go defensive, because you know Corsairs are going to be out soon. Oh, a Goon coming out. That's interesting. Why a Dragoon? Is he expecting Mutalisk?
I'm really not sure. Mixing in 1 Dragoon really isn't that bad of an option, especially if you want to just have the opportunity to push away Overlord a little bit. It does help a pretty decent amount, because that range is, like, it's not something you can understate, but you do, like, until you get your Dragoon range, it's just not that great.
Yeah, they're terrible without range. We see Razor actually made like 12 more lings in response to this, which I feel like is too many. I guess he really didn't want to show any Hydras, but I mean, come on, like in this kind of game state, I don't think it would be such a big deal to show that you're making Hydras. Oh man, these zealots getting good value. Is ling speed done? It is. I can't tell. I think it is. Oh no, I can see it researching. I'm done. It's not bad. Okay, it does clean those up pretty well actually, but the fact he had to make those many lings and the zealots actually killed a fair few, this is pretty good for NWK. Great move sending those up there before the Zerg was really ready.
Yeah, I think we're going to get right into the kind of situation that we saw a little bit from the first game, that Ryusuke is like, isn't like going to die immediately to any kind of attack, but if you take a look, like, the infrastructure's not really there, his economy's not really there. I feel like it's going to be another one of those where if he doesn't do like critical damage, and it's just slowly the game's going to get away from us, Protoss just eventually gets that army they need.
Yeah, I love that NWK is still making Corsairs, by the way. Although he does need to make some cannons. Like, he should have known from seeing those Hydras that he needs some cannons. I don't know about this actually, man. He's just trying to prove me wrong again. Me saying he'll be fine, but now he's just refusing to make the cannons he needs to defend. And we saw the Hydras out with the Corsair already. Hopefully now he realizes. But I mean, if you only realize when Hydras are hitting your forge, you're in trouble. Got a couple of units to try and fight back, and I guess it's enough for 3 Hydras. But more Hydras are on the way, surely.
Yeah, I mean, this is actually going to be very hard to defend without these extra cannons because they're that first layer back. You can easily poke down these 2 buildings without having to fight the cannons as well. Just units.
But I mean, the benefit of that is that the Protoss won't lose the cannons very quickly because the more protects them. Okay, finally starts another one. Oh, well, here's the thing though. Zealot speed is actually about to finish, so maybe this isn't as bad as it looks for the Protoss. He might actually just be able to fight this army, and if so, that's actually pretty devastating for Zerg. Oh, these 4
the one thing I would love to see that the Temple Archives is finished, just mix in a little DT. There's no detection here. You can repel this back so quickly.
And with how many Corsairs he has, look at this. Corsairs going to work in the natural, taking out 2 Overlords already. Great micro pulling that injured one back. I say as he sits there, tanking the Hydrolist shots. Oh, finds 2 more Overlords undefended, but neglects to attack. Okay, 3 attacking in the main. Oh my god, this is such a huge blow. And at the same time, the Speed Zealot's coming out, engaging these Hydras. That's a lot of Hydras though. But Protoss does have possible attack.
I don't think it's enough. Like,
no, these Zealots will melt through. Oh my gosh. Hydras don't even get to escape. And now another Overlord going to go down here at the cost of 1 Corsair perhaps, but nonetheless, 32 out of 19. Oh, that's painful for Zerg. Oh, look, there's another one.
And he's trying to like do a tech switch to get into Lurkers, but he's so far away from having Hydras to do it, to have supply to morph them. Like, he's just not going to have the resources or the time. This 3rd base is under threat severely.
Doesn't it seem kind of unfair that you need supply to morph them? That seems kind of dumb to me. Like,
no, Lurkers are kind of dumb. Honestly, make them cross 4. I don't care.
It's like you're already controlling one mind, right? Why do you have to put more effort to control like a Lurker mind instead of a Hydra mind? Oh my god, these
it's a bigger Lurker body. It needs more food. So
but isn't it like the Zerg are like, you know, sonically controlling each thing? That's why they need Overlords and Cerebrats and so on. Oh my god, though, so many more Overlords going down. Like, because the Overlords don't provide any, like, amenities. Oh my god, this hatch going to go there too. I guess I'll continue this conversation after this game's over. But yeah, Zerg really on the ropes here. 28 out of 10, that is not a good supply. I mean, you could hide...
The 3rd base going down as well. Cross still developing their side of things, getting upgrades as they go, starting to work towards those observers. So if he ever does get those Lurkers, the protection will be there in time now.
I feel like you could hide all details of this game and just show someone the 27 out of 10 and they'd be like, oh yeah, Zerg's gonna lose. Like, you know that from just seeing that. But look at this, like this little counterattack. Maybe if he snipes down this Nexus, that could be a big move. Man, Razor's really good at just getting in and doing damage with very few units though.
Yeah, but look at all these units coming out. Those Hydras are not escaping out of here, and I don't think you can afford to throw away army.
I think targeting the cannons was a mistake here. I think he definitely could have had this Nexus if he targeted it. Oh, nice morph, but at the end of the day...
Oh, he's trying to fight army. If you committed for the Nexus, because those Hydras are not getting out anyway. Switching into the Lurkers.
No way for those Lurkers. It's not
even
like...
through the egg.
Yeah, it's not like as soon as they finish, they instantly burrowed. Like, they have to burrow as well, and these Zealots are not going to let that happen.
Oh, this is just brutal.
Oh, man. Yeah. That's just painful. Okay, there it goes. See, it doesn't even exist. There was no Lurker.
Yeah, this is definitely like a weird series between these 2 players, though. We saw... Yeah. Closing that one out strong with this. Oh, yeah. Cannon rush and it worked. Oh no!
It was glorious. So that's a 2-0 for NWK. I'm just going to bring it back before we start the next match.
Not a problem. for anyone hopping in a little bit late, maybe you can see all the games. There's been a lot of really crazy series. I would recommend watching all of the ones we just saw with Razor Suit.
We are back. Oh, thanks for the raid, Cold War Gates. Nice.
Yeah, very nice of you. And if you missed the Ash JoJo series against Mars, that was also pretty entertaining. So
yeah, really impressive play by JoJo, of course, but Mars played extremely well as well.
All right, so we're going into another Protoss versus Zerg. We got a little Chava versus Jedi 1.
Cold War Beat saying we're only 2 where DT's in your mineral line. Nice. Only really takes 1. Oh no, StarCraft crashed.
Okay, well, I'm waiting for players, but I guess I'm gonna have to.
You'll be waiting a long time, my friend.
Well, I'll be waiting 45 seconds. And
That's a long time in StarCraft.
I'm gonna drop you from the replay. I'm gonna win at replay.
Oh no! What? My replay like win-loss. No.
This is gonna be fantastic. So I'm keen to watch this because I feel like every time I've seen Lil Java play, the games have been really exciting.
Is that the one they're doing? Excellent. Yeah, Lil Java is very good. Like, definitely one of the better Zergs in Tier 0.
Yeah, I don't want to admit that watching Zerg is fun and exciting, but this time I will.
Well, it's a PvZ again, right? So you can put a stake in. You could have just said, "Oh, it's good because Protoss is in. That makes it a good matchup." You know.
No, I don't think that's true.
Oh wow, okay, admitting it. Wow. It's not what I expected.
I'd play ZBZ if I could. I hate PvZ. It sucks. It's the worst.
PvZ seems way too intense. Okay, I'm getting invalid password error. If you want to host it with a different name, please. ZVZ seems way too intense. I mean, the thing is, it seems like one of the most competitive and I don't know, legitimate, if you like, matchups. But I don't think it would be any fun to play. It doesn't seem like to me. All right, I'm in.
Okay.
Alright, so on the left, in the pale yellow, we have Ash Jedi 1 for socialized healthcare, and the top right, in the pale green, it's Little Chava for Samyang Fire.
Yeah.
So, about ZVZ, right? I imagine if you're trying to convince someone like StarCraft is like a legitimate competitive game, I think ZVZ is the matchup you would look at because it's just so tight and harsh. Like, no one can argue that, it's not a legitimate competitive thing. Obviously, every matchup is, but it might not be as obvious as CVZ. I don't know, that's my thoughts on it.
I feel like I wouldn't want to show that to someone, because they'd be like, you lose one lurker and the game's over? Ugh.
Yeah?
It is definitely... It's like, if we're fighting to the death, ZVZ is the knife fight in a closet.
Yeah, for sure. The lights are off. You start just pressed up against each other. That's right. Oh yeah, it's pretty brutal. So about these overlords, right? So they don't provide anything physical to the Zerg, right? They don't contain food or something. They just provide the mental oversight for the Cerebrod or whatever, right? So why? So tell me again, why is a lurker harder to control than a Hydra?
Alright, so I'm going to preface this that I have never played the campaign for StarCraft.
What?
I got the game as a kid, I immediately went into playing versus AI. I never played the campaign.
Why not?
So
I'm not going to cast you again until you play the campaign, okay?
Not a chance.
You can play it in cardboard if you like.
I definitely can. I know they upgrade all the little menus and stuff. It's supposed to be really cute. But so what my logic that I would say is that I don't know what they do, but they
Oh god! This is actually super annoying because it delays Zerg's hatch timing. The thing is, he scouted first if it was going to be a 9 pool because obviously it wouldn't be worth it. Oh!
Oh my lord! What the hell?
Are you kidding me? Oh my god! What am I watching?
initially I was like, oh, he didn't get the probe in the base before he did it, so he couldn't scout how many lanes are getting made or anything. But being on the outside, just be able to do this, be the most annoying person in the history of the world.
Oh, third time! Third time! Oh, God.
Well, here come the Lings.
Well, yeah, he
Now-
has to cancel it in a minute now, but, like, how late is this hatchery going to be? And he can still dance this program a little bit if he wants to. And look, the Lings themselves are going to get in the way as well. Oh,
I am nervous, though. That's 6 Lings, and he built the Nexus before starting the second cannon.
Yeah, I
So,
think that's
like-
fine. Against Overpool, that's fine. You just need to pull probes if you have to. But he's not even sending the Lings right now.
Yeah, like I think if he sent them, though, they might have been able to get something done, because 6 Lings can kill a cannon.
This wall intrigues me, by the way. This is a different wall from what we were seeing. And you know, it looks pretty good, but can Lings get into the bottom there? I mean, it looks like they can't, right? Surely they can't, right?
I mean, you want to talk about parts of why I hate this matchup? That should be a question I should be able to answer. It should be intuitive. You shouldn't have to ask that question.
Well, that's Brood War in general. That's not just this matchup. You know, like factory barracks walls tight to everything, but like the visible space is like larger than a zealot. You know.
Yeah, no, it makes no sense, and StarCraft 2 makes sense, so that I'll never gonna understand walls in this game, unfortunately.
Yeah. Whoa. Man, this probe, how long will it last? Okay, go back to your point about overlords, because things are calming down for now. tell me.
Man, I had to watch that shenanigans. You're gonna make me try to go back in this.
That's right.
All right, so overlords can transport units, right? You research them.
Yeah.
You research them to be better at transporting, so they can transport units. What did they transport before they had units? Food. And lurkers are bigger, more muscular. They need more food. So that's it. It's just that they're a bigger unit. They need more food, and they have they flying little food storage guys.
Are they though? What makes you think they are? I guess that makes sense. I'm not sold because you have to research the transport though, so that means that like they never had that capacity to begin with. Oh, takes it out.
I saw your rhyme in the chat. You could have just said that here. Like I know you love spreading your little rhymes for education.
Well, it's just that he was just saying, you know, deeper above, I have to bring it in. If it's Terran SimCity, I am going to rhyme for sure. I need one for factory and barracks.
Oh man! So we have this game. Like it's looking normal now, but that opening that we saw from Jedi doing that ridiculous pylon stuff.
Yeah, that was.
And
crazy.
he doesn't have any units near the bottom, so I guess that is tight on the bottom because otherwise he's playing with fire here.
Yeah, otherwise he's just gonna die, right? But no, I think it is. Like I'm looking at it, there's no way it's not right. I just know that for Terran walls, this setup is actually really annoying. What is that zealot trying to do? I think he popped out on the wrong side of the gateway. Ooh, can't let those Zerglings in. I guess it would be unwise to try and run past with a cannon there. You'd only get 4 in at best. He does run away.
Yeah,
Speed
I do like that he's just putting a little bit of pressure, and it's hard to tell like when you're Zerg here. Like, are these Zells going to actually go all the way across? Am I going to be able to catch them up? But the reinforcements here are getting caught on the bridge. This is not great. This is going to lose a lot.
Great micro by Jetty One. Jedi One though. I call him Jetty One. But he is outnumbered. Honestly, I think he microed those Zealots quite well given the situation.
Yeah, considering you couldn't actually get to a wall to reduce the surface area, that definitely went about as well as it could have.
No Spire coming up, even though it was a 3-hatch layer build. I'm a bit confused by this. I mean, is the latest debate, because I noticed the Hydra Den was done extremely early. But no, another hatch is going to go down here. Honestly, Chava's build confuses me a bit.
I think maybe that opening just throwing him off a little bit, but it does look like just getting to a lot of hatcheries and gonna go Hydra mid game and skipping around on the Spire for a little bit. Because I mean, it's only the one Corsair. Like if you don't have, if you have Hydras to repel it. It's not like it's like a massive Corsairs that's actually gonna be a problem.
You know, I'm quite surprised that Chava would get a hatchery in the natural with this setup. I would have thought you want all the hatcheries down here, but I guess this little setup kind of works. I mean, this base looks like hell for Zerg, I will say. Like, once Protoss has Storm, how do you defend this?
I'm a little surprised they took that one. Probably just as close, but I would think you would want to just take another main to make it a lot easier to actually defend and secure.
Sure, I mean, obviously that playstyle has its ups and downs, but definitely would it be the only base that you can really defend in a turtle manner, because, like I said, once Protoss has Storm, you're not really actually going to defend this base. You just have to rely on like winning the fight with the army, I think.
Yeah.
Remind me if I ever play PvZ in this match, do a Citadel opening.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out like what we're seeing from the players because like nothing's like jumping out that looks particularly unusual. But like I don't know, like usually like you see a little bit of like a flare, like oh they're gonna get mutas and try to control the air. Or it's like there's this early hydras that are actually putting on pressure, or they're trying to set up like a fourth and they're being really defensive. This is just kind of getting units, and I'm still not really sure which way Java wants to go with what they're doing here. They're building up a decent army, but they're not even on the map at all.
Yeah, well, it could just be like a pure mass Hydra play here, like not even taking a fourth, just like. I guess it's like this fighting style, I guess is the way to put it, where you're just making Hydras and Hydras and Hydras, and you just like wait until Protoss runs out of money. But Protoss can definitely power to a great degree on 2 bases, so it's not easy, that's for sure.
Yeah, now that the upgrades are... Looks like he's starting to move out a little bit, having the missile upgrades. About halfway done, so... But those Hydras got the upgrades they need, and a couple Zealots here gotta be a little bit careful to not throw these Zealots away for no reason.
Yeah, this is one already. Nice intercept by Chava there. I was going to say, it's been unfortunate. Oh, this Overlord though. A bit unfortunate those Lings died instantly because Chava could definitely benefit from the vision, but he anticipated exactly where those Zealots were going to go. But look at this, sending out another little counter-attack group. I'm liking Jedi 1's play. Intercepting that Overlord, a huge deal as well. So, playing this pretty well. Yeah, so this is what I anticipated, that it's going to be just like a big number of Hydras, and that's about as complicated as it gets here for Zerg. Like, there's no sophistication, it's just like, I have a lot of Hydras, what are you going to do? Lurker's coming later, but look at these Zealots running straight into the main. At the same time, the Corsairs hitting the Overlords. Great play by Jedi 1 here, he might do a lot of damage. Oh man, these
the Hydra's still trying to push through. They're getting stuck up on the buildings, not really able to get through. And the cans actually get the warp in, so I think he's defended at the natural now. Now these Zealots can see what value they can get.
Yeah, they got a couple of drones, but they are getting cleaned up. So, you know, decent defense by Chava, a couple more Overlords going down. Honestly, let's call it a draw, because Chava got a couple of buildings here at the front, and 4 slaughter cannons, but at the same time, you know, some drones and Overlords went down. But you know what? Overlords continue to be attacked. Every Overlord that goes down makes it look better and better for Protoss. Oh,
honestly, I like...
No! It's on 6 health! No.
I mean, taking a look at it, you reset a bunch of the Zealots, you kill the gateway at the front and the forge, and they invested so many cannons here. I think Zerg actually came out of this looking really good.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, actually, if I look at the supplies, I suppose you must be right.
Yeah, because like the worker count's about even, the army supply's about even. They didn't add on that big burst of 2 basic gateway counts, so they're not going to super fast.
That's actually an excellent point. The gateway count is extremely low for Chava. That's actually a very good point.
Yeah, but having to add, they had 8 cannons at the front. Like, that's so many cannons.
That's true. Yeah, okay, you know what? You've convinced me. I think actually Zerg is looking pretty good here. I think it was a really nice idea to send these Zealots to counter, but Chava did quite well against that. And honestly, the Corsairs did great, I thought. I guess it's just not enough.
Corsairs are definitely getting a lot, but you can see like they even get them to supply block. I'm actually taking a look at the Corsairs, and it looks like between them they have like 1 kill each. So
there was one that died, so I don't know how many kills that might have had. I'm sure it had at least 1. Okay, look at the Zealots denying space. How does Jedi 1 know to come over here at the perfect time?
Yeah, I like how he's so aggressive, moving out these little small groups of Zealots, but he's getting so much value every time he does. It's very interesting to see that he's not scared of losing these small forces units, but now there's this giant pile of lurkers moving across the field. I feel like he's
don't care.
Stop doing this.
Look at this, like Chava setting up the contain just like that, and the DT comes out at that exact time. Just like, nope, never mind. You put your lurkers there, that's fine, buddy. Oh man, there's not much defense here actually. If this could sneak into the main, that could be huge. Okay, so the thing is, the Robo was actually quite late. So, Protoss not going to be able to leave here for a while.
Is that DT following a Corsair?
Oh, maybe it was. Okay, it does run away now. So this Corsair's going
to... I was like noticing when they were moving and stopping, I'm like... I thought the Corsairs saw like the image and they were like eyeballing it until detection came. But it was always the Corsairs moving first. I'm like, is the DT moving and following these Corsairs?
I don't think
I've never seen that.
I don't think Chava actually saw it. I think the Hydra's just A-moved and attacked it. Because he's not really preparing in defense here, and I feel like there's still definitely scope for the DT to sneak in. He's going to try. This Corsair is still roaming. Oh my gosh. Wow, this Hydra production is insane. There's like a Hydra coming out every few seconds. But look at these Overlords undefended. Oh. Okay, pretty good damage so far. Oh, get that cluster. No, he does pull back, which is probably a smart move. Don't want to lose those Corsairs too early.
Yeah, he's being very careful to not lose his Corsairs recklessly. He doesn't want to like they're getting good value for what they're doing, but since the opponent's not building any air at all, you don't want to remake them at all. Like it's it's hard to justify.
These Zealots doing such a good job just denying the space over and over again. This drone has to run away. And, you know, he's like setting up this contain, I guess, but you know, so he's not going to take a huge advantage from that until there's a 4th base.
Alright, the DT going into the natural. There's a little bit of detection, but no units to actually fight it, and walks right past. There's no overlords in the main.
Uh-oh. This is pretty huge. Let's see how many drones he can get. Another overlord going down right now. Oh, wow, look at that. He actually did notice it.
They all get pulled. Oh,
Nice
man.
one.
Fantastic awareness from Chavo.
Yeah, only gets 2. I mean, already this is totally worth it for Protoss already, but it could have been so much worse. It's actually very good. Okay, 3. Oh, but the core says... No.
Yeah, I saw them. Like, they're being indecisive, but they were in a great spot.
Oh, man.
No, he didn't kill that DT. He still has to actually find it. There's a chance to escape if you go for it now.
Finds it. Man, this main is so big. I feel like Jedi 1 definitely could have tried to hide that a bit more. But Chava on top of things. Okay. Protoss has made an enormous number of Dragoons here, ready to try and get through this lurk field. And you know what? It looks like it'll work quite well. So trying to set up the hatchery here. But it's almost all
there's so many more lurkers being morphed right now. This is an absurd
But that plays right into Jedi 1's hands because it's all... Oh, takes out the Observer though. So never mind. Nothing else matters once you take out that Observer.
Again, you don't even have to finish the sentence. It's fantastic. You're a magnet for this stuff.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, okay, this
he has plenty of high Templar, and there is an Observer back a little bit further. Now actually 2, so he should be well set to be able to deal with this. I'm actually researching the sight range upgrade. But there's so many storms ready. It's going to be hard to push into this. You just got to be patient.
Well, so far, a lot of Dragoons getting picked off. Just go that over. I mean, he could just storm his way through eventually, right? Oh no. Oh, this looks bad for Protoss. Another Observer going down. There is a backup. Okay, Protoss can continue to push forward here. You know, the number of Hydras is getting less and less. If there's no Hydras, you can't snipe that Observer.
Yeah, what is with this hatchery?
He's going to build spores there, but we'll get to that in a second, because right now the Protoss army is getting taken out. Oh, there are a few more Zealots come through, but it looks like Zerg has just enough, and more Hydras arrive on the scene. Oh no, taking out that Corsair. Is that his last Corsair? Oh no, there's more in the main. Oh man.
This is just so many lurkers. They're doing so much damage. It doesn't matter that there's detection. You still have to take the shots from them.
You're absolutely right. And now the Protoss army got decimated. It's going to take a long time to build up again. A lot of bank for Protoss right now. I guess really not macroing very well here. Only 7 gates. I mean, that's not enough. Oh dear. Okay, so yeah, you can see what he's doing here. You set up a bunch of Sunkens and Spores with lurkers, and Protoss just leaves the game, basically. Like, you can't do anything against it.
Yeah, and even meanwhile, during all this, Chava did manage to finally set up that 4th base down in the corner, so he's going to be looking good. Even if he doesn't push in and really do the damage, getting to that 4 base versus 2 versus Protoss, that's the sweet spot where Zerg really starts feeling good.
For sure. And the thing is, Protoss can't sneak any Zealots out now. Like, this is the only way to get out. Oh, and look, Zealots don't... Well, damn it! Why? Every time! Every time! Okay, but the thing is, these are just going to die, right? Well, lots of these Hydras anyway. But the thing is, like, Chava can pick these off eventually, right? There's no chance of reinforcement. I mean, good value so far.
I felt you take a pause to see if there's going to be reinforcements the moment you said that.
Oh look, more Zealots coming out.
Yeah, they're walking by any way they want to go. They can walk out of this space. Although this is so dangerous, like if all these units keep running by, like if I was Chava, I'd just attack forward. Like what's really the threat here, other than just one Templar Storm? If you could try to bait it out or pick it off in time,
dude, I keep telling you,
cannons.
Cannons are great versus lurkers. Don't forget that. Cannons
are bad versus Hydras.
How many Hydras do you see? There's like 5 Hydras over here.
All the ones moving south.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, but that's a big commitment for Zerg to say, okay, I give you this base hoping I can kill you. Oh, look at that, all the Zealots do get taken out. A bit unfortunately turned to fight there, he could have kept going. I guess he assumed the base would be in the natural if there was one. Oh, it's these lurkers, I think, made him turn around. I didn't notice those. But yeah, so big loss really for Jedi 1 there, losing all his Zealots for no real gain. And now I think this contain becomes unbreakable. I really should morph that Spore, there you go.
Yeah, now, this actually, I'm seeing the path that Jedi is trying to take to get out of this. He's building Reavers and actually adding on a second Robo to really increase that production.
Too late in
He does need to break out soon though, the main completely mined out.
Yeah, I think it's too late. I think, and look at that, the natural's going to mine out any second. I think Zerg's just going to be too powerful. And he'll just keep spamming so many units in here that Reavers aren't going to do it. Well, we did cast that one game of Arge, I suppose, so anything's possible.
I mean, I agree with you that I think that this is too far gone, but never like ignore how fast storm drops can turn this game on.
That is true.
There's always a chance.
I remember that one pro game, I have no idea who the players were. It was on Gladiator, and like, you know, for whatever reason I was rooting for Zerg, and they were doing so well. Like, and it was like something like 70 drones to like 20 probes. And then Protoss managed to storm like every mineral line on the map, and it was like 4 drones. And I was so sad because like, oh, they're just gonna lose now, aren't they?
Oh no.
Well, these Corsairs doing a good job keeping those lords away. Gotta be careful of those Hydras though!
The moment you said it! The instant you said it!
Oh my god, I gotta stop cursing stuff. Okay, can I
Reaver's
say
trying
this?
to
This
slow
spore will
push
die.
down.
Ah, look, see it happen.
The
See,
Reaver's so
notice I
far
didn't
forward.
say-
Gotta be careful. Pulls him back in time. That's gonna be hard to actually kill those Reavers, but look, the Natural's mined out too. No
Yeah.
minerals at all. Can't afford a Nexus.
In fact, he can hardly afford Scarabs. He has so few minerals left. He can buy like 4 more Scarabs, so these Reavers are actually useless.
I've never seen this like proxy hatchery thing. It's brutal though. Like, how
It's
do you
hell.
actually get out of this?
You don't. You just leave the game. Like, you're done. There's nothing you can do. You really just need to stop it before the hatchery gets set up, I think. Because, yeah, it's so efficient for Zerg to just use, like, Sunkens and Spores. Oh, man. HH. Good game. Gotta throw out the HH.
Man,
Yeah.
both players did a lot of really cool, like, interesting stuff. Like Jedi, particularly moving out with those like little Zells, little pockets of pressure.
Don't
all
forget
over
the
place.
pylon block. That was pretty cool, I thought.
That was nonsense. That was complete nonsense.
Like, I think, Protoss was doing pretty well. I can't even remember what went wrong there. Really.
I think
Oh, the robot.
I think the shift really kind of started getting out of control for that when he went for that attack in the main with the Zealots and lost a bunch.
Yes.
Didn't get a lot done.
Yes.
That kind of took the fighting force off the map and let Chava really push forward and start getting that foothold.
Invalid password, by the way.
Okay.
Hashtag thanks, Blizz.
Hashtag 2v2 ladder.
Yeah. Alright, got in that time.
Alright, so we're going into our game 2 on Overwatch. So we've seen more weird strategies than normal strategies. So I'm not even going to take the guess. If you want to like prove yourself wrong, you're welcome to it.
Ah, right, is that how it is? Well, you know everything I say will be wrong no matter what. So, both players going to go completely standard builds here, because I want to see something non-standard. I'll just say that now. In the top left, in the pale green, we have Little Chava up on game right now, and the bottom right we have Jedi 1 in the yellow.
Yeah, I just don't know. I'm still like thinking about the game we saw before with the cannon rush on the weird early hatchery into getting cannon rush successfully. I'm like,
Nah, man, he deserved it going for 10 hatch.
you know, when you get that feeling, like I think I'm starting to understand this. I think I'm getting a little better at this stuff than like the games we got today. It's like, oh no, I know nothing. I know nothing about this.
That happens to me when, like, I think I'm learning and then someone just crushes me with an opening. Like, if you lose in late game, it's always like, oh, okay, I could have done this differently, blah, blah, blah. But if you die to an opening, it's just like, oh, I guess I don't know how this game works, you know?
Yeah, seriously. Although I've been the beneficiary of that, where I just attack with things. I'm like, I'll just poke around, it'll be fun. It's like, this attack wasn't supposed to be here now. Like, they have no defense. I feel like that happens so much more in StarCraft 2, especially. Just like, I'll just take these roaches, send them across the map. It's like, there's no defense, it kills everything. I'm like, what?
I think this is a lot less of a defense advantage in StarCraft 2.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're seeing normal opening from Chava, again, that overpool. We're seeing the gateway first. Has been risky so far today to go for the gateway instead of the forge. So things seem to keep happening in these weird games. So we'll see if this one yields another one.
Yeah, I mean, I like Gateway sometimes. If you really feel like you can outmark your opponent, it is pretty good. But on the flip side of that, if Zerg just gets like really good engages, it can be pretty bad. Look at this drone scout. Interesting. Picking a fight. I don't know how I feel about that. Okay, let's move on. Do you think that's an early drone scout? That seems a bit early to me.
I'm not really sure if that is early. I mean, it's getting to the base about the same time as the probe.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I guess he sent it like at the same time as the hatchery drone, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm not really sure, but we're seeing the probe getting a little idea of what's going on. He's gonna see a 6 link spawn. We're gonna see what the reaction is because no forge started. You're just gonna have that one zealot, which it's started now, but there's not gonna be a whole lot here.
Yeah, Jedi needs to start his forge though.
Actually, Chava added another set. There's gonna be 4 sets of length. You can see a bunch of them. They don't care about that probe. They're going across the map.
Like I said, Jedi one trying to go for a Nexus here. I don't know how I feel about that actually, because he knows it's just overpull. I feel like this opens the door for Zerg to get Lings in pretty easily, really. I mean, I guess it depends on the micro. Protoss can always potentially micro it to keep Lings out.
I don't think there's enough micro in the world to save you here. Like, there's so much open space. Like, you're just going through.
Save you. It's not like he's gonna die. Oh, look at that! It's open at the top. Oh, that's pretty bad actually.
Yeah, no, like I said, like this is the wall I do. Gate, forge, pylon. There's 2 holes if there was a forge there.
Well,
so there's 2 giant holes now.
Okay, well now this looks fine for Protoss, I suppose. So getting Ling speed, and you're just making Lings. Is he gonna go for a bust here?
It looks like it, because there's a lot of outside surface area. With the things not having the vertical wall on the left side, he has more surface area that poke at the forge and the gateway than you're used to.
Yeah,
actually, these zealots getting baited into a fight and taken out. Lots of Links still alive, and there's a
Uh-oh.
hole on the top. Oh, we're going in.
So it begins, and you have no cannon here, and it's not like anyone is going to finish anytime soon. Suddenly, this opens the door for Zerg to do a lot. Oh, but the Lings will get taken out more efficiently than I would have thought. So Protoss able to reinstate the wall for now.
Yeah, honestly, like that's the kind of situation. Maybe you don't fight the zealots right there. You can kind of run the Lings around, keep them around, but wait for the reinforcements because you're going to get Lings there before. Oh, it's definitely alive.
Oh, look at that!
It's so low, right? It's hard to commit to it, and then there's so much space. You're never going to block this again. I think you have to give up the natural here.
But then, how do you possibly win the game after doing that? Oh, look at that! Speedlings getting the natural. Now that speed's done, suddenly this looks terrifying. Protoss 4 speedlings in the main. That's a big deal. They can even fight that one zealot.
Absolutely. Zealot trying to micro the best he can. Gets a lot of damage done. The probes should be able to fight those 2 lengths, but there's so many more.
Oh no. And you know, no gateway now. Like, no more zealots are coming out, so it's not like Protoss has anything on the way to help him here. Like, no cannon being built. He just has these probes, and Lings just keep being made. Oh god.
And Jedi actually has a couple probes down in his base. Like, he's so distracted by the fight, he has 4 idle probes in his main.
The Lings continue to stream across. Needs to start like 2 cannons yesterday. Okay, there's 1. Oh god. Oh, but so many more Lings coming in. Chava really is just committing to this. Has not made any drones in minutes. Oh no, that's it. HH.
He does not need to. Jeez.
HH comes out again. GG, well done by Chava. 2-0 there. I guess game 1 he was just sizing him up.
There's your non-standard opening.
Yeah,
Overpool, but I'm gonna just keep making Lings.
Yeah, that's right. And Gateway first is, I guess, sort of non-standard. I don't know if non-standard is the right way to put it. It's not the common build anyway.
It's not the common build, but that's like you can see the level of risk with that. It just has to start going a little bit wrong, and then it goes really wrong.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I think the mistake was making a Nexus before Forge. I think that's super greedy there. Invalid password.
What is happening, Blizzard? Come on.
Just have to make a different name every time.
Yeah, I guess so. Fine, I'm the king of random numbers, the game name.
Alright, I'm in.
Alright, so we're in for the last game we have tonight. The last series we got tonight.
Alright, so in the left, it's IRK All-In for Operation Indecision. And on the 6 o'clock in the magenta, it's Ash Sabbath for Passion Daddies. So another TVZ, huh? Every game today had a Zerg in it.
Tier 0 players, the good players? Lots of Zerg players. I think there's a coincidence here.
You and me both know that it's mostly Terran in CPL.
Yeah, the Terran and Protoss. I know.
I mean, Terran mostly. It's the most common race, isn't it? In CPL.
I remember last season it was the most winning race. I don't know if it was the most common.
Yeah, I'll snipe about it. I'm pretty sure it's the most common in CPL 5. Definitely the most winning in CPL 4. You know what is the distribution of players in StarCraft as a whole? Actually, is it just even? I never wondered. I remember when StarCraft 2 came out, there was way more Zergs, at least on the Southeast Asia server.
I think it really depends on the yellow brackets, especially for StarCraft 2. Actually doing queen stuff in that game is really deterred at low levels. But it's you could just do gateways and throw and sell it to people. I think it balanced out a lot more now, and I wouldn't be surprised even at this, for any kind of casual play or CPL level. I wouldn't be surprised if reasonably even probably just Terran a little less common.
I would have thought, if we take into account that most players are Korean, just from a entry casual level viewer of StarCraft, Flash is kind of the big popular amazing player. So I would have thought we'd see more Terrans. I don't know, could be wrong about that.
Oh, I mean, it's possible. But I mean, every race has that hero player between Flash and Jaedong.
That is true. That is true.
Or even at multiple eras, they all had someone you could be that's my dude. There wasn't ever
That's
just
true.
it's all Terrans and there's no Zerg hero at all.
But Flash is the most popular and prestigious one, right? So I would have thought they would give more draw to Terran.
I mean, historically, the Terrans are always before Flash was Nada, before Nada was Oob.
Well, there you go.
then
So
it was
why
Boxer.
is anyone playing Zerg and Protoss? What are they doing? Haven't they seen the pros? Oh man. Wow, Sabbath going for a blind CC before Depot here, I think. Oh no, the Depot's just super late. Never mind.
Seconds.
I guess-
They got seconds.
I think he really wanted to make the CC there, but he didn't scout the hatch first. And it was actually a pull first opening, so it's just as well he didn't go for the CC. Now here's the thing, if Terran finds out about this, they can very easily just put a depot there. And Lings will never do anything, but it looks like this was planned as a defensive play by Olin, because he didn't send the Lings straight away. He might have been expecting a proxy here, but he does send them now. And Terran knows about it. What's Terran's response
But
here?
there's no bunker. He's moving the SCV away. It's
Yeah.
not at that little choke you were talking about. It's so easy to block off.
Yeah, okay, the bunker starts now, but it is a bit late. Really needs to pull 4 or 5 SCVs here, I feel like. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Is Sabbath
no
just going to
SCVs.
die right away? Surely not. Okay, here come 3 SCVs. Bit late, but they are on their way. Oh, this is kind of just enough for Terran, maybe? I guess Lings are pretty good. Okay,
Yeah,
I think
those
Terran
Lings-
barely holds, maybe. Yeah. A bit
Yeah, he
painful.
tried to go into the main and fight off the Marines a little bit more. But if you just got the units to go back,
Ooh.
you stop the bunker, and you slow down the CC. I think that's a win in itself.
The thing is, if you get on top of those Marines and kill them all, it's an extremely favoured position for Zerg. Oh, get him SCV! No, he gets away. Okay, no Marines out right now. It's a shame that Zerg hadn't got Ling speed first and just made only Lings, because I think he would win the game instantly if he did. But
I
yeah,
mean,
that's-
resetting this Marine count, and we're starting into that layer. So if you're going for 2 Attributa and you whittle down the bio count early, I think that's already stolen.
Absolutely. This is a great position for Zerg already, for sure. And it was a great move there. I think I really just gotta give it to Sabbath. He didn't really respond to seeing those links quickly enough. If you're at the natural, you're gonna need SCVs. No two ways about it.
I think that's
Sorry,
been
go
the theme tonight. You just seen a lot of players a little extra greedy, not respecting the attack as much as they could have. We've seen that in 3 different series. They should have a bunker. They didn't have a bunker. They should build one more cannon. They didn't build one more cannon. I think that's a recurring theme on the night.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right. I mean, we were talking about this last week, weren't we? It's okay, so you watch a first-time player and you're like, oh, well, you can't just make 100 cannons because, you're not moving out of the map, you're just delaying defeat, you're not moving towards victory. Then, you watch a 1600 player and you're like, oh, well, if you made a couple more cannons, you'd probably be alright, Oh, such tough balance.
Yeah, the lesson is that you never can play this game well. It's impossible.
That's right. I mean, I would agree with that statement pretty much in all cases. No matter what you do, you're bad. That's StarCraft. And that's why it's so beautiful. Oh, this SCV.
Yeah, well, we're seeing the Spire about halfway done. It is 2 racks. We're starting to build up things, but I don't know the exact timings. But is there an eBay that's supposed to be started by now?
Yes. The main thing I'm missing is Stim right now that I really want to see. I'm just looking at the academy right now. I don't care about this. Okay, Stim finally starts, so I guess it'll be done before
Right.
Middle is at his base at least. But yeah, with no eBay, this looks pretty hairy.
But it's going to be 4 racks, so a lot more bio on the map.
I'm a bit worried. I feel like Sabbath just forgot the eBay. Because surely you would get an eBay before the 4th racks in any case here. But he's going to move out here, so if Sabbath can play this right and keep the pressure on and keep the Zerg harassing his armor in the map instead of coming to his base, he can potentially make this work. But this first move out has to basically pin the Zerg down. Okay. Oh my god, kill that medic. Okay, get somewhere.
Yeah, and I love what we're seeing from All In. He's getting the attack upgrade for the mutas. Wants to lean into it and make sure they can get the value out of them later. And immediately takes that 3rd base all the way in the top right, where Terra's never going to have the freedom to go check that for a good amount.
Sabbath needs to stim him here. Okay, the Mutalists come out just in time. I think Olin will be able to defend. And if Olin does defend with 3 sunks up, I mean, he could hit the main of impunity. The eBay is coming up now, though, so Terran's just trying to buy time here. This is a great angle for the Mutas to engage with that cliff there. And there's just enough here, I think, to hold off the Terran. Yep, that Terran army will take him.
Actually cancels one of those colonies, too,
Yeah.
realizing he's going to hold it.
I think he put that port colony just to block a run by, though, which is a really nice move. Definitely good to cancel there. Okay, now the Mutas are on their way. The eBay is not even finished, just finishing now. Uh-oh. +1 air attack coming up.
Like, where do you prioritize your turrets? You need the mineral lines, but the barracks are so far away from everything. If the mutas camp that, you're in trouble.
I would say you get the mineral lines first anyhow. Because it's harder to engage there just because there's minerals and STDs all over. If you have enough bio, it's possible to fight with bio alone. So it's fine to do that in the open area around the barracks. So if you can't get everywhere, which you probably could, then mineral lines, yes. Because see, look at this, the Marines are going to have a hard time getting behind these minerals, and the mutas can just swing back and forth. And actually there's enough mutalists, I guess.
Yeah, they're just sitting there straight up fighting it.
Actually, the mutas at the left are pretty wounded, and like 4 Marines at a time are coming out. Now, the STB count is low, but it's not too low.
Well, it's going to be more mutas on the way. There's 7 on the map.
Oh, what is this
currently.
little force of bio?
Yeah.
Oh, Stim and get those drones. No, they're going to get away. Bit of a misplay there.
Well, we got 7 mutas heading up to stop this little force. But the base is aware that it's happening. And one of the big things that we're actually going to be seeing is that we're still building mutas. I think we're at this point we're about hitting a control group, and he doesn't look like he's done building them anytime soon.
We might see what I was talking about in that other game where Zerg just makes mutas and only mutas until the Terran just runs out of money. It's not easy, but it can be done. Okay, no, Queen's Nest coming up, so perhaps we'll go straight into Ultra this game. Where is that Queen's Nest? Wait. What? I don't see it. Do you see it? Oh, there it is. There it is. Top of the natural.
Top of the natural.
Man, it looks like that creep goes further north than I would have thought. Oh, of course, because there's some colony right there. I don't know what's wrong with me. Okay, so these mutalists are taking a bit more damage now. It looks like Sabbath will stabilize, but having taken a bit of a bruising, oh, I say that every time I say it.
Yeah, as you say it. But there's so much room in this main, they're not trapped over here. If this was Fighting Spirit, those mutas would probably be dead.
Well, no, this is kind of good for the Marines, actually, because it means the mutas can't run to a cliff very easily. Oh, nice pick off there. Really nice stim forward, picks off a muta. Every muta counts. Yeah, I like this main to defend against mutas.
It's Queens, and it's in snare against Bio. This guy likes watching Zero.
Nice, but you have to have the Ultras, right? Although, honestly, just the mutas alone might be able to do the trick. Very gas-heavy.
I mean, the attack speed reduction that Marines are going to get,
Yes.
that makes the math on figure out can you take on these mutas so much more difficult.
I mean, I kind of think it doesn't even matter how many Marines you have, because they're so bad without stim, which is basically what the snare does, right? It basically negates stim.
Look at these angles he's finding with these mutas. He gets so much good value without putting them at too much risk.
I mean, that's really good micro, but he did get pinned against that wall a bit and lost it. Well, mutas, okay, that was not good micro. But yeah, really nice muta micro so far. Wow. So efficient. He might actually pick up this group.
If you're actually looking at this, the workout's about even, and Zerg's ahead in supply going with this big muta strategy.
Oh my god. Crushing this group of bio. This is such good muta micro. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, even if he doesn't like have enough to keep threatening, doing like worker damage or anything like that, you're pinning Terran back on 2 bases. You're buying time to keep going with your upgrades, get these queens some energy. And that 3rd base in the top right, other than that little tiny tickle force, there's no harassment. It's just pure money.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. Terran is really like feels bad losing that force, especially when you went for the 4 barracks play. Because the whole point of the 4 barracks play before the factory is you need to be pushing out and like pinning Zerg back and like hanging around near their base. But his army just got like defeated by the Mutalists, so everything's kind of going wrong for the Terran.
I mean, so this is just like a big move into like SK that we're adding on more barracks.
Yes.
Got the factory just skipping straight to these starports, but I feel like you don't have enough of that initial force. You don't really have any map pressure. I don't think you're actually going to build up enough before Zerg keeps like picking you apart.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right that there's going to be a point in time where Ultras come out and he's just not going to have enough Marines to deal with them. That said, Zerg doesn't have an Evo yet, I don't believe. Oh wait, I lied. Everything I said was wrong, don't forget. Okay, so Terran does scan.
Well, the Terran +1 about to finish, attacking just before though, anti-timing as he goes to the sunken, and the snare makes it.
Yeah, I mean,
oh, brutal.
I guess the Sunkens probably couldn't have dealt with this, but the Ensnare definitely bought some time for these Mutalists to come back. So, nice defense there. And I hope we keep seeing Ensnare more and more, because honestly it actually seems really good against Bio, no matter what you're using. Obviously, Zero doing it in that massive Ultra engagement was just like godly, but even just in normal like Muta fights, it seems pretty good.
Yeah. Do you, when a player wants to change their name, do you accept it, or you still call him Zero, right?
Sure. I mean, honestly, I just get confused, you know? I still call Soma Soma, of course. I just like Soma as a name.
Because that name is way better.
Right?
That name is so much better.
Right? Oh, look at this. This little Marine Force actually going to do a lot of damage. That's pretty good. Cancel that
There is a Nidus in the top right, though. Should be able to get
cancel.
some defensive.
He did not cancel. Yeah, but what good is a Nidus when you don't have... Oh, you know what? He does have Ultralist. I was going to say...
Yeah, there's an Ultra.
But it doesn't matter. It's a slow Ultralist. You can kill a lot of drones anyway. That Ultralist has, like, no armor upgrade, no Ultra upgrades.
He got 4 kills.
Yeah, sure. Ultras are pretty good. What can I say? Like, Terran's trying to move around the map and pick off what he can. Honestly, being more efficient than I would have thought in this scenario. And you know what? Those barracks are going. His economy has recovered, but still no vessels. Oh, the science facility only just starting. That's a big blunder. Because now it's
those starports have been finished for a while, it feels like.
Yeah, now it's going to be +1 only Marines versus +1 and Chitinous Ultras. You really want to be like up to +2 for this. Otherwise you're going to have a real hard time. Of course, if Zerg gets to +2 and you're on +1, then you just die. Like, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, I mean, we've been so focused as like, oh, he's getting these Ultras, he's going to get these upgrades. Because we're seeing, like, now going back to researching those Zergling upgrades, just finished up the Zergling speed, and you take these little bio forces, if they have to... He just finished his link speed.
14 minutes in the game. This is a mighty force, though. It needs more medics. Oh, look at this.
Yeah. We can see it just buying time, like, especially like as you're waiting for these Ultras to pop out and get ready, the Ultra movement now on the way. This is going to be, especially if that carapace actually finishes before there's a big fight, it's going to be a problem.
These mutas picking off reinforcements is a super strong move, by the way. They got quite a bit there. But yeah, this is a formidable army. But Ensnare is still available.
Yeah, I actually would love to just time out how many Marines, like, can you're never going to kill Ultras if you're ensnared and their armor upgraded.
For sure, for sure. Well, what do we got? We got +0 armor. This is the timing Terran needed to hit before Zerg armor is finished. You know, these Ultralists are actually going to look pretty bad against this army if they fight right now. Ensnare goes down, catches a good force of the bio. Oh, that is a good
It's so
ensnare.
much stuff.
But look at these Ultras, they will melt against this force because armor is not quite finished.
Not quite. It's very close though.
Well,
there's still plenty of mutas, and there's enough Ultra beef to get through this force. Lane's popping out at just in time as well.
That second ensnare was huge actually, and those mutas helping as well. They actually crushed this force. Even though, you know, the Ultras weren't even the main part of that, they just tanked. I guess that's their job, really.
Yeah, that is definitely their job.
But the Mutalists adding in so much damage there were a huge deal. But only one Ultralist survived. A lot of Mutalists still out on the map, and reinforcements are coming from the Terran. But +1 carapace is finished now, so any more Ultralists that get made will be tougher. Reinforcements still streaming out. Terran doing a great job macroing. Well, okay, I say that, and then I look at his bank. I was going to say he's doing a great job macroing, but then he has 2,400 gas. Still no
Yeah,
vessels.
I
for
see.
being made.
Yeah, still no vessels. Like where? Like I didn't even see the things get researched either. Like it feels very off. Like it feels like he just got the stuff for the weapons upgrades and thought like I'm gonna go SK and start making vessels and just totally forgot.
I mean, yeah, this looks good for how he's spending his minerals, but he's still spending his gas. But look at this, his Bioforce coming up, I think will be enough to deal with that one Ultras for sure. So they're going to have to retreat and get to the Nidus fourth again, but more forces streaming out with Nidus.
Yeah, so much is coming back out of the Nidus that's going to be there in time to really defend this without too much issue.
Needs to stim here. I don't think he stimmed. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. Finally stimmed.
This is what's going to be bad. We got
Great
a little bit of
engage.
reinforcement from behind that's going to sandwich all the sand. These things are going to do so much damage.
Always
the
being
snares
snares.
still just high value in snares.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and those reinforcements will clean this up, I think. That was a really good engagement for Terran at first, but with that ensnare and force from behind. Oh man. Terran's sending out another little force on the left here, but Terran's splitting up their army too much against Ultras. You really got to keep it all together. And GG, I guess he realizes at this point, after Zerg secures a fourth, there's not much he can do. Damn, well played by Olin there.
Yeah, we saw both players like again like another let's not play the normal super standard kind of stuff, some weird things. Someone definitely just showing that they love watching Zero, and that's I mean if you're gonna watch a Zerg player, that's one of the ones you'd pick, right?
For sure. And like that snare seems so good after that game. Makes me wonder, like, why weren't people doing that before now? Invalid password.
Oh yeah, every time.
Don't know why it's like happening every time now.
Because even Battle.net can't handle how good these games have been. There we go.
Alright.
I think a big part about how that game went though, like that early link pressure really put him on the back foot, and then the Muta Micro was actually like really good in spots to keep picking off little units here and there.
For sure.
So much value.
Well, Sabbath forgot its engineering bay, what can I say? In the top left, in the green, it's Olin up one game. Oh, look at that chat there. In the bottom right, in the magenta, it's Sabbath. Lagging too much last game was unplayable. Come on, Terran can't say that. Terran's not allowed to complain.
I mean, you've seen Artosis stream. That's all Terrans do is complain.
Hey, don't paint us all with the same brush as Artosis. Good God.
Well, I mean, you're from
like
Australia. Maybe you're backwards. Maybe you're backwards because you're Australian.
I feel like I should switch off Terran just because you said that. Honestly, I find it kind of shameful sometimes. The amount of complaining he does.
What do you mean? I love those Artosis Love StarCraft videos. I need those in my life.
It kind of scares me sometimes, I don't know if you've seen that one where like all Protoss does is like send a probe out to make an expansion, and he goes on like this 2-minute rant. After seeing that, I was like, if I didn't know that he was like a professional caster and like spends a lot of time with Tasteless, I would be scared to put him in a room with a Protoss player. You know what I mean?
Yeah, honestly, like the favorite one. It wasn't one of those, but you ever see the clip of the vulture that can't kill the probe that walks past him on fighting spirit from third base?
I've seen that one. So, by the way, this depot position, right? I mean, I'm reading a lot from one depot position, but I'm thinking gas. Looking at this.
You're thinking your favorite build, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right. Although, honestly, this wall doesn't keep Lings out. It doesn't do much for the Terran. I'm not sure how I feel about this. There it is.
I mean, it is a hatchery first from the Zerg, so
well, okay. Call me crazy, but maybe he's gonna go 1-1-1 here.
I'm gonna call you crazy.
Okay,
it's
right.
Goliath. It's Goliath, dude. Because remember earlier today you were talking up Goliath is so strong in this map. It's gonna be so good. Like, and you're like, no, I'm gonna take the wild card. We're putting it all on one number on roulette. I think it's gonna be one. No, it's Goliath, man. It's gonna.
Look, I just don't understand why he built this wall if he's going for Goliath build. I just don't get it. I mean, I guess you put the factory and then that's link proof. But like, why wouldn't you just walk the natural? Is that too wide? I don't know.
Well, I mean, it might just be that he wants to be a little extra safe in case, because there was, remember, it was that pretty aggressive link pressure early on. It doesn't want to risk putting it down the natural.
Yeah, well, okay, so now I
okay, never mind. Yeah, okay, never mind.
Yeah, see, this doesn't make much sense to me. But we'll see.
But he did pull guys out of the gas, so 1-1-1.
Oh, no, look, he has one in the gas. Therefore,
Therefore, is that the
Therefore-
therefore?
he will have 100 gas when his factory finishes. And how much do you need to build a starport?
Yeah,
It's 100.
yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know if it was a 150 like a start.
No, it's 100.
Another reason why Terran's nonsense.
Look, man, when you build a starport, what can it do? It can build wraiths. All right, they're not as bad as scouts, I'll grant you, but that's not that great. Whereas a Stargate, you can build Corsairs right off the bat. Man, that SCV getting taken out is unfortunate. What is this Marine? What are we watching right now? Oh my god, he's actually gonna kill a drone. What?
Yeah, this Marine's awesome. Go get him.
This is fucking Chimera or something? It's just like, yeah, get those Zerg. But now there's a single Ling chasing him, so his life is over. No, 2 Lings even.
Oh man, that is fantastic though.
How he just sent that across and got a drone, and you know he forced this like. Well, I guess he was gonna get that anyway with the Vulture, but he almost killed a drone before it made that. Okay, no, I guess it is Goliath build. I'm so sad right now. Sigh.
Okay.
So this is actually a mistake.
I forgive you.
I'm so sad because I thought it might actually be 1-1-1 when he left that SCV and gas.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe he just wants to get the upgrades for his vultures a little faster or something. Like, so he's make some use of gas. Or
Wow,
he
this
could've
is too
just forgot.
aggressive. Okay, no, this is getting bad for Terran because they're gonna have like no units. If Zerg just gets like Ling speed and comes across here,
I wonder if it's like a weird rally. Like he didn't really mean to do that because this other
Oh.
vulture's moving out so aggressively as well.
maybe he was targeting drones as he came in, so I assume it was intentional. But yeah, he just didn't get any. And like the spy's already on the way. I don't know. I guess they're not going for Lings here though. He's just going to go for drones and mutalisks. Pretty good combination. Man, I don't know about putting the factory of the shop down here because this is not blocking anything, right? Lings can come in there just as they please. And imagine if it was like lurkers. Obviously it's not, but imagine if it's lurkers and like you have a factory here. You are so screwed.
Yeah, I mean you're the Terran with the rhymes and all this kind of stuff. So I'm gonna trust you to explain this one for me because I don't recall ever seeing stuff like this, and I can't. Like I'm trying to like think like maybe like I'll just toss it out there, toss out the idea. Maybe it'll make sense. I got nothing.
I don't know, let me think. Lurkers hitting your wall. Your build will surely stall. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. What do you reckon?
Even like less optimal macro because your factories won't be in one
Yes.
location, making it more difficult. Like
Absolutely, absolutely. And he's going for vultures and mines here when the spire is on the way. I guess he's going to go into Goliath's... okay, no, I say that, but then I'm like, wait, he is getting mines, not Goliath range. Is he convinced it's not going to be Muta? I'm pretty sure he saw that spire, didn't he?
I mean, maybe this was why he kept that one guy in the gas.
Okay,
He just
okay.
wants to get just mines because that does, if
No.
nothing else, that does slow down.
You
like
can't
the
tell
third
me-
basic.
You can't tell me that guy in the gas wasn't a mistake, because look how much gas he's banking right now. And he's going into Goliath right now, so you just want to get those few extra vultures out, and that can be worth it. But look at this, the hatchery goes down without him being able to deny it, and that's really what you're looking for here. And the Muta's actually going to catch these vultures. They don't have speed. Oh, turns around. That's a very
They have
cowardly
lane.
mutalist that's scared of vultures.
That's a cowardly mine. One just outside the bridge.
Yeah, and Overlord's even looking at it too. Oh no, but this is not good for Terran. Like, the third went down without him being able to deny it, which is really, I think, what you want to do with this early vulture play. And the Mutalists are already cleaning up these vultures, and so Terran sacrificed like all these Goliaths for no real benefit, in my opinion.
So I'm taking a look at the upgrades that we're seeing for both players. It's air armor and ground vehicle armor. Is that the right call for this kind of
Yeah, that's very
universe
typical.
Goliath?
Because for the Terran, the Mutalists are going to bounce, of course, so armor's better. And for the Zerg, the Goliaths attack with 2 attacks each, so armor's better.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, these Mutalists can have a look. Okay,
And
they're not gonna...
he's got plenty of turrets finished in time, so the Muse ain't gonna really get anything.
Well, I mean, this is like a lot of turrets, right? And I don't think that's a bad move necessarily, because he knows he doesn't have that many Goliaths, and range is late because he went for those mines. But if he didn't go for those vultures and mines, he wouldn't have had to make so many. So it's really showing why it's been a bit of an unfortunate opening for Terran. But I think this is barely enough Goliaths. If they can kite back to the turrets of range, they should be okay. I don't know, that is a lot of Mutalisks, actually.
I mean, getting a little bit of repair would have been nice here, but
Well, if you repair them though, it stops them from fighting back at the same time. Now, 2 Mutalisks going down almost simultaneously there. So I think Terran will hold, but this is definitely a bit uncomfortable for Terran compared to how it's supposed to look.
this is definitely a weird spot that we're looking at here because, like, how is this one vulture just sitting in the middle of the map not spotted? Like,
I'm sure he's seen it like 3 times, but he has other fish to fry right now, killing the Terran's mate. And you know what? Here we go. Like, he can't defend both factories with just one set of turrets, right? Oh man,
just another fault with this decision to put these things here. And actually, the third factory going down on that right side, that's out of turret range too.
Okay, so the thing is Zerg's like setting up his third base where this is going on. You might be looking at this and going, okay, at least Terran's like holding him, but he's really like battering the Terran while he just continues to grow.
I wouldn't even like. He's like losing a little bit of stuff here and there. This is another game. Look at the supply. Zerg's ahead on this Mutalisk heavy strategy.
Yeah. Oh, bit of a whiff there. But yeah, this is enough Mutalisk, I think, you can just keep whittling away Goliaths. And you really got to build up that count to like a critical mass. We can go.
I wouldn't go. Don't go into the turrets. I feel that's a little overzealous, but you got these free factories in the middle. Yeah, you can come take. There's 3 factories here. Only one of them covered by turret at all.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. If you're not playing Zerg, you have to put your production together. Like these 3 factories just so spread out right now. Even if they weren't Mutalisk in this base, so annoying to go to each of these and queue up units. I mean, there's only 3 turrets there, man. You could die on that, and it looks like you will.
Yeah, honestly, even if you look at the point we're looking at here, with so many turrets being built, like these mules have done their job. You can get off them to go to anything else. This is like all this opportunity to take a 4th base. You could switch into Hydras and get ready for fighting the Goliath on the ground. You have so many options here as the Zerg, and full scouting info this whole time.
Well, I don't think we're going to see a Hydra switch this game, by the way. Pretty sure it's going to be...
No, the Mutas are going to do the job. Mutas got this under control.
I mean, it seems like that's all he's content to make, which I think is a fine move here. Because this is the thing, when the Mutalisks can get the numbers, they're actually a really good unit to fight for Goliaths with. Counterintuitively enough. Oh, look at this. Oh, the turret's going down. How many Goliaths are even out? 2 Goliaths and they're blocked by their own turret. They can't even get in here. Oh my gosh.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. Okay, these Goliaths are going to try and fight, but these Mutas will easily crush them. Man, that turret on the low ground actually hitting from really far.
There's a group and a half of Mutas here in this fight now.
Yeah.
It's just so much stuff, and you can actually start like piecing away at this from angles that.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
Oh,
what he's going to say his opponent. I mean, GG.
Oh man,
if you're only like being self-deprecating, that's okay, I guess. I thought for a second he was going to say his opponent's tortured him.
Yeah,
hello,
200.
Sorry,
200 MMR worse than me. This is such a free win. Get a kill.
yeah, like you don't give up the BM even though your base is getting blown up. You're just like, yeah, no, I'm going to crush you. But no, he wasn't being BM at all there. Just a bit frustrated, unfortunately. But yeah, GG, that's 2-0 for Olin, and I believe that means that's all our games for today, yes?
Yeah, there was only the 1 3-game series.
Well, there you go. Alright, well, this has been another CPL match of the week. Hope you guys enjoyed. I think they were pretty good games. I mean, T0 is always going to give us pretty quality play, I reckon.
Lots of very interesting strategies, too. Great, like, just make your coaches' lives a living hell. Watch these games and go, I want to do those. They're going to hate you. They're going to hate us for casting it.
Oh man, Manuel's throwing down the gauntlet. Oh yeah? He wants me to play. Alright, well thanks for joining us everyone. I think that's going to be about it from us. Anything else to say, Zero?
No, see you next week. We're nearing the end of the regular season, so we got a couple more of these and then it's playoff time.
Get excited for playoffs. Alright guys, bye.